Ohsweken Speedway, a bright and sunny Friday night. It's Friday Night Excitement brought to you by Fresh Stone. And tonight's race sponsors, Six Nations Bingo and Lone Wolf Fireworks. Six Nations Community Night. I want to welcome everyone joining us here tonight. I'm Greg Kellman. With me, Adam Ross. Trackside tonight, Clinton Jeffrey, as we've got all of our four regular divisions on the card tonight. The 360 sprints, crate sprints, Thunderstocks, and mini stocks, and a full field of mod lights, Adam. Great to see so many mod lights here tonight.
A lot of mod lights, 22 cars. That should be a ton of fun. Man, Greg, you came in to start the show, and the volume was way down on my headset. I could barely hear you. It was awesome.
Like magic.
Oh, it was beautiful.
How much better was it last week not hearing me at all?
No, you know what? That's no good. I had FOMO. I worked until about 9 o'clock. I was back at the hotel at 9, so I flipped on the broadcast. The boys did a great job. You were mediocre as always.
Yeah, hey.
But, yeah, the next generation's pretty good.
Yeah, they did a great job last night, and back at it again last night with the micro sprints. Tonight we're ready to go in just a little bit. We've got a couple of groups of hot laps for the crate sprint cars to get through. We had some oil laid down or some sort of fluid laid down during the Thunderstock hot laps. Ryan Denning never was able to come up to speed, and he laid down a straight line all the way around the track, so they had to work that in. That's got us behind by a few minutes, but nonetheless we'll be underway here in just a moment as we watch the crate sprints. Jesse Costa right now quickest of all the cars to have taken time so far with a 14.503 second lap. And Jesse Costa right now is a driver that's kind of getting hot at the right time. He made some big gains in the points a week ago. He gained ground, leapfrogged over Brett Stratford and closed the gap on Jacob Dykstra. So Jesse Costa with a fast lap tonight. He's carrying that speed into another evening.
There are so many cars in this class that are fast. All of our classes. I can't remember who I was talking to earlier on, but you need that rabbit out there so that you know what it takes to be good. Jordan Poirier tonight in a Glenn Steiner Zero machine. That should be a lot of fun.
Of course, Dylan Westbrook has been the rabbit to chase in the 360s, but last week, Nick Sheridan pounced on one of his very few mistakes that D-Dubs makes and ended up going to victory lane after a great battle throughout that one between the two. And you watch the Thunderstocks, and again, the same story. You've got the two rabbits there, and they came down to another great battle last week with the Ryan Beagle getting by Dave Bailey and holding him off from win number 50. So we'll have another crack at that tonight and see if Dave Bailey can get that 50th win.
One more set of hot laps here, and it'll be time to go green flag racing.
Mikey Krutchka back in the 0-1 tonight.
A little bit of smoke out the back of the Baker, number 26, as he starts his hot lap. Seems to be clearing up.
Last week, the big win for Nick Erskine in the mini stocks. That was one of the big stories. Great to see for Nick. He's been celebrating all week long on social media, and well-deserved. And another cool tidbit of note, I didn't get to see this until afterwards. Trevor Young had messaged me during the broadcast, but I missed it. And he mentioned that not only were all three of the top three in the 360s former crate drivers, but all three in the top three of the crate sprints were former 360 drivers, with Jesse Costa, Eric Ledhill, and Mikey Krutchka finishing in the top three. So something I don't think we've seen before, at least it hasn't been highlighted before.
No, I don't think I've seen it. And before we get things started, happy birthday, 16th birthday to Holly Hallett.
Ready to go with our first qualifier of the night for the Insta Insulation Mini Stocks. On the pole out of Smithville, the 6X is Mike Sarantakis. On the outside, the Carmen's Hot Lap hero for the night, the 00 from Wainfleet, Stephen Boverhoff, laid down a 21.974 lap for the quickest in hot laps. Alexander Klotz out of St. George in the 26 will go third. Christopher French from Stratford in the 54 lines up fourth. Going fifth is Spencer Riddell out of Caledonia in the 17K, with Wade Thorne from Waterford in the 46 going sixth. Jeremy Cooper in the X from Chippewa goes seventh. Eighth is Rogan Monahan from Hamilton in the 04. Jillian Hills from Dundas in the 32 starts ninth, with Jason Tolton going 10th. He's from Guelph in the 1. From 11th on back, you've got John Jansen's in the 66, Tim DeBoer in the 9, Jeff Elslager in the 11J, Mark Deagle in the 12, Wally Wilson in his first dirt start in that 15 renter ride, and starting 16, Steve Miller in the 79, and Joe Dirt in the 30.
Wade Thorne making a big move from the start, starting in the 6th spot, battling for the lead down into turn number 3.
Off the corner they'll work to Carter Long atop the flag stand. Boverhoff leading the lap over Thorne, and you've got Monahan in the 3rd position. Some of the top point getters with some work to do to work their way through these qualifiers. Tim DeBoer is one of them. Car number 9, the point leader. He's splitting up the middle, makes it 4 wide into the 3rd turn.
Jillian Hills backs out of that on the inside wisely. Look at Rogan Monahan in the 04. Talked to him and his dad Trevor at Flamborough Speedway a couple of weeks ago, and they think they found some things on the car that had been slowing them down. I would say they did.
They're challenging for the lead right now with Wade Thorne as they'll work door to door through 3 and 4. Then a 3-car fight behind that, as you've got on the outside Boverhoff with Klotz and Jeremy Cooper on the bottom.
Great battle out in the front for the lead. 2-car battle could become a 3-car battle. Boverhoff was up there and fell back. Looked like he was going to mount a challenge again, but that car's lacking in straight line speed.
One of the cross flags here in the first of 2 qualifiers, brought to you by Hellner Mechanical for these instant insulation mini stocks. And out in front, it is all Rogan Monahan over Wade Thorne. Jeremy Cooper now to the 3rd spot, and Tim DeBoer has worked up to 4th.
Tim DeBoer always manages to find his way towards the front. Alexander Klotz making some moves early in this one in the number 26 machine. Just outside of the top 5, he's got Jeff Elslager in front of him. That's a tough pass in this division.
Right now, those are the 2 cars. Tim DeBoer in the 9 and the 11J of Jeff Elslager. They're 1 and 2 in points, just as they run on the track right now. And they sit 16 points apart. So this championship chase, long from over, even though this season is beginning to wind down quickly.
It really is. Boy, oh boy, is time flying this year. I don't know how I feel about that, Greg.
Closer to being away from you for 6 months.
I know.
Off of corner 4, they come to the Mobile 1 white flag for the first time tonight, and you are right, Rogan Monahan, whatever they did, it's working.
Yeah, they found a couple of bent pieces for sure. It runs much better with straight ones in it as Rogan Monahan leads him down the back straightaway by nearly half a straightaway.
Under the checkered flag, Rogan Monahan will wheel it off of corner number 4 and pick up the win in Hellner Mechanical qualifier number 1 over Wade Thorne. Jeremy Cooper will edge out for the 3rd spot at the line. Over Tim DeBoer and Jeff Elslager, the top 5. Alexander Klotz, Jason Tolton, Jillian Hills, John Janssens, and Mike Simontakos will complete the running order in the top 10 for qualifier number 1 for the mini stocks. Up next, qualifier number 2 on the pole for this one out of Cambridge, the 32L. That'll be Graydon Lyons to his outside from Port Colborne. In the 14L, it's John Lubeck. Doug Erskine lines up 3rd from Brantford in the 44. And going 4th, Tristan De Silva out of Waterdown in the 01. Sierra Robinson out of Port Colborne, the 1R Junior, starts in 5th. 6th will be Bill Pearsall from Puslinch in the 38P. 7th starting position, back after a very hard hit last week on the back stretch. That is Dusty DeBoer from Hagersville in the 23 machine. I believe that's the same car. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to compete in that or not. Or maybe it's painted similar, but nonetheless, good to see Dusty back after that hit. Going 8th, Mason Anderson out of St. Catharines in the 4A. Starting in the 9th spot, Ken Hare from Niagara Falls in the 5K. Joe Stevenson lines up 10th. He's from St. Catharines in the 25 with Alex Stewart from Arthur in the 16S. 12th starting spot, Alex Riley from St. Catharines in the 17. He's 3rd place in points coming into tonight. And last week's winner, Nick Erskine from Brantford in the 64, lines up 13th. Crystal Souls back with us tonight from Hamilton in the 81D. Going 15th is Mike Giberson, the pinball from Caledonia in the 11. And Mike Evers from Caledonia in the 265 lines up 16th. One extra lap there under caution to get some debris off the track. Everything's ready to go. Qualifier number 2.
Just chatting on Facebook Messenger with Curtis Connell. Not in competition tonight, but he is enjoying the show from the comfort of his home. Really bummed out that he couldn't be here to race. He's going to be displaying his race car tomorrow night at Peterborough Speedway, sharing some dirt track excitement with those asphalt track fans up there.
Top 10 to qualify. We've taken 10 out of the first qualifier, 10 more here, and Sarah Robinson on the inside line gets a good run down into corner number 1.
Yeah, Robinson with a great launch, but she lifts going down into the corner. Tight action at the front between Graydon Lyons, John Lubeck, Tristan Da Silva looking for an opportunity to bust that 0-1 towards the front.
3 wide they come at the flag stand, and Lubeck, your leader in the 14L machine, over to Silva and Graydon Lyons. Doug Erskine, who had troubles last week in the 44, has got that car running quickly again.
I can't figure out Doug Erskine this season. He seems to have a lot of speed in the qualifiers, but then in the feature, it's a bit of a struggle.
And here comes Dusty DeBoer charging down to the inside of Graydon Lyons in the 32L, bringing Bill Pearsall along with him on the bottom lane as they'll work into the top 5 past Graydon Lyons.
John Lubeck continues to lead the way. Tristan Da Silva continues to apply the pressure. They race side by side off of turn 4. It'll be Lubeck at the line by a car length over Da Silva.
Silva in that Gibbs Action Sports Leggett Chevrolet. Car number 01 on the inside of Lubeck. This time by to the cross flags. Dusty DeBoer. Lots of speed tonight in that 23's worked his way up. You see the battle on the split screen for the lead position on the bottom, and then that big pack. You've got a bunch of cars. Alex Riley in the 17, final transfer spot.
Yeah, look at the cars in that pack, and look at the feature wins. Nick Erskine, Mason Anderson, Alex Riley, Ken Hare.
Up at the front, still side by side. Da Silva leads that lap over John Lubeck with 3 laps left to go. And now Sierra Robinson will work into the top 5, and that one our junior.
Bill Pearsall making it a 4-car battle at the front of the field. We've got 2 laps to go. They continue to race side by side at the front.
Dusty DeBoer right on the back bumper. That 0-1 of Da Silva, and Bill Pearsall looks down low to the inside of Dusty DeBoer. They'll go door to door through corner number 2. Pearsall with a good run. He might have something for the top 2.
Drives it up the inside of turn number 3. The Mobil 1 white flag going to be displayed. Pearsall develops a push down into the turn. That allows Da Silva back around, but it might have given John Lubeck the space he needs to hang on for the win. Tristan Da Silva and Bill Pearsall side by side down the backstretch. One more opportunity to mount a challenge.
Challenge at the 10th spot as Graydon Lyons trying to get by Ken Hare to transfer to the A main. Checkers are out. Lubeck will hold on for the win over Pearsall. Then it's Da Silva, Dusty DeBoer, and Sierra Robinson. 6th will be Mason Anderson. 7th spot, Nick Erskine. Then it's Alex Riley, Doug Erskine, and Ken Hare will be the final car to transfer through the top 10. So that concludes Hellner Mechanical qualifying for the Insta Installation Mini Stocks.
Up next, the Mod Lights coming onto the racetrack. They're going to have 2 heats, 11 cars in each. Here's how they'll line up. On the pole from Port Colborne, the 17 is Josh Schleider. Second from Welland, the 71 is Leroy Buscombe. Third from Welland, the 19 is Roger Parody. Fourth from Ridgeway, the 4 is Tyler Winger. Fifth from St. Catharines, the 32, is Cohen Corbett. Sixth from Hamilton, the 14, is Chance Kotar. Seventh from Stony Creek, the 41, is Evan Leonard. Eighth from Port Colborne, the 2, is Dylan Slider. Ninth out of Waterford, the 5, is Dan Keering. 10 from Port Colborne, the 6S, is Riley Slider. Rounding out the field from Woodstock, the 78, is Derek Millman.
Josh Slider on the pole. He was the Carmen's Hot Lap hero for this Mod Light division tonight with an 18.017.
And I don't see Derek Millman out on the track.
So the only visit this year for the Mod Light division, they brought 22 cars strong, so that's what you like to see when you have a touring division come in. And all of our touring divisions this year have done really great in bringing good car counts.
Yeah, we really haven't had a dud yet in all the touring classes we've run, and that's a good way to get invited back, and that's a good time for Clinton Jeffrey to chime in.
Yeah, guys, these guys are very strong down in Merrittville, and obviously they love watching us, want to be a part of it, so we book them on when we can. We got the one show this year, just so we're clear. Their feature will be 20 laps tonight, 8 laps of the qualifying heats, and the top 4 will redraw out of each of the 2 qualifiers, guys, so hopefully that helps.
Ready to come to the Asphalt Works green flag for the first of 2 qualifying heats for the Mod Lights.
And now for something completely different.
They look different. They sound different. They are fast when you look at the speed compared to the size of these cars.
Oh, yeah. Big time. The end of lap number 1 is going to be Slider out in front over Winger and Buscombe. Winger was fast in practice.
Yeah, he in fact was the second quickest car behind that leader there, Josh Slider, who will lead the second lap over Winger and Buscombe. And you've got the 32 machine of Cohen Corbett. And Roger Parody right now completing the top 5.
Tyler Winger looks to the inside off of turn number 2. He'll slide back in line in 3, but drive down the banking to pull alongside race leader Josh Slider at the stripe. It's still Slider by 2/100ths of a second.
Look at the way they can carry the left front on these cars as Winger. He's got that nose of that car tilted up in the air, and he will carry it. There you see a good shot from the Duke Electric camera perch there.
Trouble for Evan Leonard. Got a little squirrely off of turn number 2. He is off the pace in turn 4. He'll get off the field, pull down towards Slack Lumber Victory Lane.
There's your leader, Josh Slider. And that tender cut's number 17, leading over Tyler Winger. And you can see on a regular Friday night how wide this racetrack is for even our widest division, the Thunderstock. So you imagine how big this track looks to these guys.
Oh, man, it's got to be like racing in the ocean. Just also, that didn't make any sense, did it? It'd be
I'll
hard.
give it to you.
All right.
White flag, Mobile One white flag coming out here in this first qualifiers. Winger's giving it all he's got, just slinging that 4 machine.
He is so. Down into turn 1, right in the tire tracks of Josh Slider. He'll close 2 car lengths. The gap between first and second.
Gonna charge off of corner number 4. Can he find anything? Checkers out. Josh Slider will hold on for the win over Tyler Winger. Then it's going to be Leroy Buscombe over Cohen Corbett, Roger Parody, Dylan Slider. Make that Dan Curving in the 6th spot over Dylan Slider in the 7th spot. Chance Qatar in 8th. 9th, Riley Slider. And Evan Leonard completes the 10-car field. Derek Millman, of course, did not start.
Heat race number 2 lines up like this. On the pole from Welland, the 6 is Rob Meisner. 2nd from Port Colborne, the 26 is R.J. Pitts. 3rd from Welland, the 7C is Cole Hardy. 4th from Niagara Falls, the 12 junior is Anthony Kelly. 5th from Grimsby, the 22 is Craig Martin. 6th from Thorold, the 16 is Brent Bigelow. 7th from Fenwick in the 27, it's Cheeseburger, Sean Iftati. 8th from Port Colborne, the 88 is Sean Slider. 9th from Dunville, the 291 is Dave Cornish. 10th from St. Catharines, the 98 is Lance Waldeck. And rounding out the field from Six Nations, doing double duty, I believe, tonight, the 44 beat is Bella General.
11 more cars, all again will qualify for tonight's 20-lap main event.
I got that right, didn't I, Greg? Shauna's Cheeseburger.
Yep.
Because there's 2 racing Iftatis, isn't there?
Yes. Shauna's Cheeseburger ran in the mini stock division here for a short time.
I say things and then I instantly doubt what just came out of my mouth.
Like everybody else does. Off they go into corner number 1. RJ Pitts on the outside line, works around Meisner to lead them down into corner number 3.
I mean, they can run 3 wide and still only be a couple lanes off the bottom of the racetrack. Just tons of real estate for these drivers to work with. Brent Bigelow in that 16 up to the 4th spot, digging on the bottom of the racetrack, battling with Anthony Kelly for 3rd.
A good side-by-side fight going on between Bigelow and Kelly. Bigelow, of course, had some big wins last year in the crate sprint car division, back in the Mod Lights again, where he's did some double duty last year. Teammates with Josh Slider.
RJ Pitts out in front of this one by 6 car lengths over Rob Meisner in the 6th. Problems for Brent Bigelow on the back straightaway in that number 16. Gets down to the bottom, out of harm's way. Halfway through this qualifying heat.
It's Pitts, Meisner, and Sean Slider now the top 3. Over Iftati and Kelly, your top 5. And Bigelow still rolling slowly. Now comes to a stop here just on the inside of the front stretch.
Out in front, the same distance between RJ Pitts and Rob Meisner. He built that gap really on the first lap and has been able to hold it up this whole time. It'll be 2 laps to go.
Meisner's got a good run down into corner number 1. Going to put a challenge on here on RJ Pitts. Reeled him back in, gotten a little bit closer. This time by, we'll see the mobile 1 white flag. Meisner lost a bit of ground that time through 1 and 2 as they come to the stripe. Still Pitts. Meisner, though, working that outside off of corner 4 is where he gains ground. Now the Dixieland Grill caution flag is out.
Got one sideways up in turn number 2. It's Lance Waldeck in the 98. My apologies, I mispronounced Cardis and curving. That's not bad, 2 out of 22.
I followed your lead on Pardis. I called him Pardis.
You should have seen the Grand Prix de Trois Rivières. There's a lot of French people that drive in that race. There's a lot of names that you've got to make your tongue do things that my tongue just doesn't do.
Doubled back up, ready to come back to the green flag with 2 laps left to settle it. This is what Rob Meisner needed.
Remember the top 4 redraw, so big opportunity for Anthony Kelly and Cole Hardy to try to crack into that top 4.
Whoa.
I think RJ Pitts might have missed a shift there in that 26 machine.
And he's plummeted to 4th and may lose more ground if he's not careful. Here comes Iftati on the inside line. Come with the mobile 1 white flag with Meisner, your leader now.
1 more lap to go. Watch that battle for the 4th spot. Whoever finishes 5th in this race is going to start 10th. Whoever finishes 4th could start on the pole.
The checkered flag, Meisner in cruise control is going to cross the line and get the win over Iftati. Then it's Sean Slider, Cole Hardy, Anthony Kelly, your top 5, RJ Pitts, Dave Cornish, Lance Waldeck, and Craig Martin. 9th, 10th Bella General, 11th was Brent Bigelow, who came to a stop in the infield. Qualifying completed for the Mod Lights. Next up, We get to go to the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack merchandising sprint cars. 23 cars here tonight, so no B main required. All cars will qualify here in these Plastic Auto Recycler 8-lap qualifying heats. On the pole for qualifier number 1, the winner from one Friday night ago out of Mount Bridges in the 45. It's tricky Nick Sheridan. Starting in second from Ohsweken, the 77T, Tyler Powless. Going third from Scotland, the 87 XS, that's Skylar Evans. And going from the fourth position from Freelton, the 12 Double D, is Darren Dryden. Lining up fifth, it's the live wire, Liam Martin from Caledonia in car number 9. And going sixth from Caledonia, the 0C, Cole McDonald. Going seventh from St. Catharines, the 22 junior, is Alan Galetta. And eighth starting position from Dunnville, the 46, is Kevin Pauls.
I have a feeling we're going to see some very fast lap times. There's a lot of bite in this racetrack tonight.
Well, in tonight's Carmen's hot lap hero for the 360 sprints was that 12 Double D. We just saw him there. He is on the screen, mid-screen. He was the hot lap hero tonight, brought to you by Carmen's Group with a 13.143 second lap.
You know what I just noticed as I was sitting here sweating, Greg?
What?
If I don't slide over closer to you, that air conditioner blows right over my head.
I know, and now you're blocking.
Yeah, how's that feel?
Thanks.
You look fresh as a daisy. I'm over here wilting.
Thanks, bud. Ready to go. 8 laps the distance. Nick Sheridan, Tyler Powless on the front row. Skylar Evans, Darren Dryden, row 2. Liam Martin, Cole McDonald back there in row 3. And Alan Galetta and Kevin Pauls in the back row. Coming to the Asphalt Works green flag from Carter Long.
Oh, Skylar Evans slides up right in front of Darren Dryden. That opens the inside to Liam Martin out in front. It's all Nick Sheridan.
Sheridan, your leader of lap number 1 over Tyler Powless. Darren Dryden right now trying to make a move on Liam Martin. Oh, Skylar Evans got full on sideways in 2 right in front of Martin.
Martin slides up in front of Skylar Evans, gets that 9 machine a little bit sideways. Out in front is Nick Sheridan over Tyler Powless. Martin and Evans swapping sliders out here.
Goes Evans back to the inside of Martin. Slides up in front. Oh, Martin hit a bump or something there. The car really juked to the side.
Yeah, something went wonky there. No problem. He'll try it again in 1 and 2. Great battle at the back, too, between Galetta and Cole McDonald. We got racing all over this Ohsweken Speedway as Liam Martin blows it off the cushion in turn 3.
Halfway home in this first of 3 qualifying heats, brought to you by Plastic Auto Recyclers. It's all Nick Sheridan out in front. Powless now about to feel some pressure from Skylar Evans, who's tracked him down for that runner-up position.
Powless down into 1 and 2, sort of running the middle towards the bottom. Then he slides up to the outside. Skylar Evans carrying a lot of speed. Going to sail it in on the high side at 3 and 4.
2 laps left to go for Sheridan. Powless holding down second, but here comes Skylar Evans. Had a big win last Friday night on Insta Insulation Night in that Insta Panels 87 XS, and he'll go by Powless for second.
Nice move by Skylar Evans with the Mobil 1 white flag being displayed. Nick Sheridan out in front, nearly a full straightaway ahead in this first qualifying heat. He's going to take the checkered flag, coming home second. Skylar Evans, Tyler Powless holds on for third, followed by Darren Dryden and Liam Martin.
Nick Sheridan continues to show speed as he tries to track down Dylan Westbrook for the championship point lead. And in fact, after last week, gained a little ground, 16 points between the top 2.
Well, guys, down here in turn 4, I want to give you your first K-Sides track report. I just brought Zinger and Ricky over, and this is a bit of a situation we're watching. It looks gnarly here. You can see how uneven it is all the way here. Big bumps and humps all the way along. It is certainly not smooth. We talked about what we could do, but they put a lot of moisture in the track tonight. When the cars go by, if you watch here, we can maybe get a camera shot of it. These right rears are buffing this right up. It started like this everywhere, and as they drive in, they're making it a lot smoother, guys. So we're watching how this develops, and hopefully the 360s and the crates can brush this off for us and smooth this out throughout the night so we don't have to bring the case machines out to get it done.
Plastics Auto Recyclers qualifying heat number 2 on the pole out of St. Mathieu de Belleville, Quebec in the 0JP. It's Jordan Poirier to his outside, his car owner tonight. Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers in car number 0. Lining up third from Beachville, car number 5, DJ Christie on the podium 1 week ago. And to his outside from Tilsonburg in the 17X, it's Corey Turner. Starting in the 5th position from Dunville, car 15 is Ryan Turner. And going 6th from Ohsweken, the 77E, that's Ashton Van Every. Lining up 7th out of Interkip, the 84L, Michael Lichty. And going 8th from Hamilton, the 19D, Alan Downey. Let's go back to Clint.
Well, guys, we're going to try and give you a camera shot of this as they go by here. You can see them kind of pop it off there, and they keep knocking this ridge up, and we'll try and watch as they do what we call blow it off down here in turn 4, guys.
Coming down for the green, Jordan Poirier on the inside. Glenn Stiers up high. Poirier with the advantage into turn number 1. He'll slide up to the outside. Stiers going to try to cross him over. That car gets a little wonky. He's not done trying. Down through 3 and 4. He'll have to pitch it sideways. Jordan Poirier going to lead the way.
Stiers right behind him. Look at Ryan Turner. Throws it deep on DJ Christie. He'll grab the 3rd spot. Made a charge on Glenn Stiers. That Sitting Bull Tire 15 is quickly tracking towards the front.
Man, oh man, we got a lot of hot shoes in this class. The top, this whole field. Alan Downey's been the fastest car in hot laps some nights this year. He's back there at the back of the pack.
All Jordan Poirier right now for Glenn Stiers, Ryan Turner, DJ Christie, and Corey Turner. As things have settled down in the top 5. For Jordan, his first time behind the wheel of the GSR house car here tonight. Hard to believe he doesn't have a win here yet.
Oh, Stiers gets up over the cushion in turn number 2. Ryan Turner closes the gap. He'll drive to the inside. Glenn Stiers up high. Turner down low.
Ryan Turner all over the back of the Zero machines. They go down on 1 and 2 another time around. DJ Christie has closed in on the 15. The top 4 have broken away from Corey Turner back in the 5th position.
Poirier really in the groove, just turned his fastest lap of the race at 13.690. Stiers again having trouble there in turn number 2. Ashton Van Every with the same trouble between 1 and 2.
Number 1 white flag is out. Alan Downey had to pull off into the infield, and Ryan Turner will move by the outside of Glenn Stiers to the 2nd spot as Jordan Poirier sets sail for the checkered flag.
Poirier going to take that victory. Ryan Turner comes home in the 2nd spot. Stiers, Christie, Corey Turner, Ashton Van Every, followed by Mike Lichty.
Jordan Poirier gets it done in the 0JP tonight. Ryan Turner gained a ton of passing points there from 5th up to the 2nd spot over Glenn Stiers.
Hey guys, I talked to Jordan today over at the GSR shop, said they just built the car, got it together last minute. He didn't know what to expect here tonight, so you can bet he'll be smiling a little bit here as he chases after, as you mentioned, Greg, his first ever Ohsweken win, which is so crazy to think about.
Jordan mentioned something about this car that was a little bit different, and I didn't understand. It was technical speak. Clinton, do you know what he had said in his post?
No, I didn't catch that, but I'll see if we can light it up.
I will look it up here.
We got a good shot there. The truck showed us a replay of the cars going through and blowing up some of that dirt up the racetrack. Nonetheless, here comes qualifying heat number 3 on the pole out of Lewiston, New York. In the 81, it's Derek Jonathan. To the outside from Stevensville, the 71 is Mike Bowman. Lining up 3rd from Ohsweken, the 68. That'll be Aaron Turkey. And going 4th, the point leader from Scotland, the 47X, D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. Lining up 5th from Beachville, the 29W, is Tyler Ward. Scott Shirk from Port Colborne in the 43 goes 6th. And 7th is Josh Hansen from Beamsville in the 88H.
So, Clinton, it's a GSR chassis prototype, 88/40. And I'm not sure what that means.
Okay, 8840 refers to the chassis dimensions, an 88-inch wheelbase and a 40-inch engine setback, Adam. So those are just dimensions that they're building these cars on. So an 88-inch wheelbase and the engine is set back 40 inches.
So it makes me wonder what was the last generation of Steyer's cars?
Yeah, a good question. We can get to the bottom of that. It would be, I don't even want to throw out a number and be way off, but yeah, it would be a slight variation off of that as we're talking inches here. We'll try and find out those answers. An 87 or an 88 tends to be where we're at.
Through the WG Truck Center start and restart zone we go. Green flag is up in the air, and we're on it here in Plastic Auto Recycler Heat Race 3.
Mike Bowman trying to squeeze off Derek Jonathan, and that worked, but it left the outside for Dylan Westbrook to scream around the top of 1 and 2 and take over the lead.
Mike Bowman had all sorts of problems last week in that brand new number 71 machine. Took it off during the hot laps, heats, and in the feature, so hoping to have that Dynablast ride humming on all cylinders here tonight.
Chatted with Bowman before the race tonight, and he says, you know, the heat race, it was a split second decision with a mishap on the track. Either take it off into the pits or stuff it into the wall on the backstretch. He took it into the pits, and then in the feature, he had a fuel pickup problem. He said just lots of debris. Oh, Josh Hansen with the problem in turn number 4. Apparently lots of debris in a brand new fuel cell, and it sucked through the line, and it wasn't a big deal. It got into a couple of the nozzles until he went to restart, and you really need all the fuel the engine can take, and it wouldn't go.
Josh Hansen comes a plane, brings out the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Clint.
Yeah, this has been a problem they've been chasing for the last few weeks here with the Hansen 88, and actually I was texting back and forth with Bowman because he was questioning the hot lap situation because we timed the hot laps, and that sets the qualifying lineup for these heat races based on their hot laps. So Josh Hansen, by bringing out the yellow, actually caused Mike to lose his best lap, along with some of the other drivers who lost that lap. They had to come back out and do a final lap, put Bowman back a spot, but Hansen actually lost his best lap, and that's the rule. If you cause a yellow during the timed hot laps, you lose your best lap. But I think Josh Hansen has more important problems than lap times tonight as they try and get this 88 to run for more than a few laps in succession. And now they're going to reach for the back of this one, so that's not a good sign. Obviously something in the rear drive line here, and I got to wonder if that's why Josh shut off the 88 earlier. Guys, in hot laps, he heard the vibration, felt it. We'll try and follow up the story as we go. But they're going to get him hooked up here and towed back in just a second.
And he told me tonight it's just been a down season. All sorts of things that you wouldn't expect to break on a race car have been breaking for that driver. We got to send our best wishes to Nico Hansen, a shattered kneecap. That sounds painful.
Yeah, that does not sound enjoyable. Didn't even know until it was the next week that I found out that he had was talking with Josh, and he mentioned it. So speedy recovery to Nico.
Guys, I'm not sure while we wait for the Hansen 88 to be towed off, I'm not sure if you guys saw the infield picture from 3 days ago Glenn shared of Lake Ohsweken when we had this torrential downpour. Those pictures were taken right after the storm, and we do have some great drainage. I just want to show you, Jack Lou. We got all these were just put in last year. Huge 24-inch drains all throughout the infield. So it only took about 20 minutes for all that water to disperse into the pond. But when it collected, it was pretty gnarly here the other day. Josh Hansen going off without his helmet, so they will get to work back there in the Janie recovering towing area. They've been told on the one-way. White flag is out, lights going out. We're going this time, guys.
Josh Hansen's also been racing with a broken foot. That can't feel very good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Said he did it at work. And when you own the company, you really don't want to take a workplace injury kind of timeout. So keep racing, keep working.
Yeah. That leaves us 6 cars. Again, all cars qualifying tonight for the A-Main, which is good news for Josh Hansen. He'll have that extra time without the B-Main to deal with. Get that car fixed if he's able to for tonight's feature. 5 laps left to go. Dylan Westbrook, Mike Bowman. The last 2 champions lining up here on the front rows. We come back to the WG Truck Center restart zone to the Asphalt Works green flag.
And Derek Jonathan, who was second quickest in their hot lap group. Nice job for the driver, the number 81, Aaron Turkey, getting a good launch. He'll take over that third position, see if it can close in on Mike Bowman in the 71.
Aaron Turkey showing some good speed tonight in that GSR 68 machine, running in the third position. Derek Jonathan had a good fast lap and hot laps as well in that 81, and he's showing some speed riding in the fourth position.
Westbrook up on the high side in that 47X. Mike Bowman trying a bit of a lower line down in 1 and 2, then up on the high side in 3 and 4. They really seem to be clearing up the racing surface, though, down there in 3 and 4.
And we almost need another Case IH track report after this qualifier to see the before and the after effects of running these 3 360 qualifiers with the Mobil 1 white flag in the air.
Well, the question I would have for Clint, if they've blown off that 4 inches or so of moist clay, are we back down to it? Like, did any of the moisture get 6 inches down to the dirt that still remains there in turn 4?
Dylan Westbrook picks up the win over Mike Bowman. Aaron Turkey in the third spot. Derek Jonathan fourth. Tyler Ward fifth. Scott Shirk sixth. And Josh Hansen will get credit for the 7th position. Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack merchandising sprint car qualifying completed. Up next, Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. Clint?
I give you a look at that, Adam. So they did do a great job. You can see they have smoothed this right out. We have about 1.5 lanes here, and they continue to hit this. And when the sprint cars hit it, they just hit it and throw it up like that, and they will continue to buff this right off until we have a smooth. So they keep pushing it higher and higher. And I think by the end of the crates, we're going to have most of these chunks and lumps blown off to the high side and without an issue. But Adam, to answer your question, for as dry as it was, there was a ton of moisture in this track. It's going to be tacky all night long, and I don't see it dusting up much tonight, guys.
There you have it from Clinton Jeffrey, a Case IH track report. It's time to go Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Racing, their first of 2 qualifiers. Here's how the lineup as the white flag is displayed. On the pole from Hamilton, the 07 is Scott McPhail, alongside from Ohsweken, the 69G is Brian General. The 03 from Canfield is George Grossel. Starting 4th from Harley, the 37 is Rob Hoskins. 5th from Wellandport, the 222 is Nick Massey. 6th from Hagersville, the 93K is Mike Klazinga. 7th from Caledonia, the 21X is Mark Bazine. 8th from Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. 9th from Wayne Fleet, the 77 is Mitch Pettit. 10th from Hagersville, the 49 is Dave Bailey. 11th from Hamilton, the 21J is Trevor Monahan. 12th from Six Nations, the 13X is Bella General.
Scott McPhail leads the pack down in 1 and 2, and here they come off of corner number 2. Look at Dave Bailey slicing and dicing here on this first lap.
Mike Klazinga got a little squirrely. It looked like that affected Trevor DeBoer out in front. Scott McPhail leads the way. He'll lead lap number 1.
And no surprise tonight, the Carmen's hot lap hero was once again Dave Bailey, like he is every single week. I can't even remember if anyone else has had a hot lap faster than his all season long, but there is the Carmen's hot lap hero. Another hot lap right there puts him in the lead.
On a fast racetrack, Dave Bailey is as good as they get. Just about on any surface, Dave Bailey is about as good as they get, but Ryan Beagle has shown his strength on a slicker racetrack. 3 wide off of turn 2. George Grossel has to back out of that hole as Mike Klazinga and Scott McPhail battle for the 2nd spot.
Trevor DeBoer right on the back bumper of Mike Klazinga. These two have been running near the front week in and week out. One of them would just love to beat either Dave Bailey or Ryan Beagle, because those are the only 2 drivers with wins this year.
Yeah, an unbelievable season between 2 of the best in the Thunderstock class. Further back, Scott McPhail racing with Brian General out there in the 69. The 21 is Trevor Monahan tonight. He's got to pick up the pace if he wants to outdo his son Rogan, who won the mini stock heat earlier on.
All cars qualify here tonight, 24 in total for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks here in Hunsinger's Plumbing qualifier number 1.
I couldn't remember who presented the qualifiers. Hunsinger's Plumbing, how could I forget that?
All right, I got you.
Good man. Bella General at the back, battling with Mark Bazine and Rob Hoskins. That's a great three-car tussle going on deep in the field. Dave Bailey out in front. It's opened up half a straightaway over Mike Klazinga and Trevor DeBoer. Then it's George Grossel in the 03 holding off Nick Massey in the 222. That car sitting about as high as we saw it last time I saw it 2 weeks ago.
It's all Dave Bailey with 3 laps left to go. And Monahan doing a nice job working his way through this field as he challenges to the inside of Massey in the 222, trying to catch George Grossel for that 4th position. 2 laps left to go for Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey.
Klazinga running in that 2nd spot. A little bit faster than Dave Bailey right now, but a long way behind as he's got Trevor DeBoer starting to breathe down his neck. About 4 car lengths between Klazinga and DeBoer in that battle for 2nd. Mobile 1 white flag, 1 lap to go.
Final time around right now for Trevor DeBoer is to see if he can get by Mike Klazinga for the runner-up spot. Good 3-car battle behind them continues on. As Dave Bailey goes through 3 and 4 for the final time.
High, wide, and handsome off of turn number 4 as Bailey's going to take that win. 2nd going to go to Klazinga. 3rd to Trevor DeBoer. 4th is still up for grabs. Who's it going to be? George Grossel holds off Nick Massey and Trevor Monahan. And it's Brian General, Scott McPhail, and Rob Hoskins. Rounding out the field, it's Mark Bazine and Bella General.
Okay, if you had to guess, who's the last Thunderstock driver to win, not named Ryan Beagle or Dave Bailey? I had to look. I couldn't.
Ron Logie.
Wow, nicely done. Nailed it. Drop the mic.
It's a headset.
Wow.
I'd have to fall on my head.
That's why I said drop the mic. June 14th of last year, Ron Logie was the last.
That's funny. I thought it was at the end of the year. I was thinking back, so my memory's flawed, but I got lucky. Hey, he made it back out after problems in practice. On the pole from Hagersville, the 8 is Ryan Dinning. 2nd from Thorold, the 11 is Go Fast Teeple. Starting 3rd, also had trouble in practice from Caledonia. The 88L is Logan Ferguson. 4th from Binbrook, the 427 is Smokey Tim Phelan. 5th from Niagara Falls, 26, Keith Dale. From Ramford, the 13 is Casey Huffman. Out of Caledonia is the 55, Mike Thorne. The 108 from Port Robinson, it's Zach Bleach. 62 is from Hamilton, it's Brian Passetti. From Victoria, the 84 RK is Ryan Beagle. And it's John Overholt from Welland in the 96-0. And Jamie Googe from London in the 76.
Asphalt Works green flag up in the air. The 88, we'll have to have a listen to Logan Ferguson because that car sounded really rough during the hot lap session earlier tonight. Of course, Ryan Dinning kind of delayed the hot laps. He laid down some fluid during the hot lap session. You still see some smoke out of the back of the 8 machine.
Go Fast Teeple, is it just me or has he been quick the last month or so in that 11 machine? Tiny numbers are where it's at.
Well, and Ryan Dinning's one-upped him. Look how small that 8 is compared to the 11. I mean, it's almost half the size.
He went to Value Village and bought an old Dale Jr. sticker.
Man, good thing we don't have hand scoring.
Do it for Dale.
Boy, they're going to be mad when they finish 1-2 and get disqualified because the numbers aren't 18 inches tall.
Well, they're good on this side. The passenger doors are fabulous.
Dinning, Teeple, 1 and 2 over Keith Dale. Keith Dale's having a quietly good season. He had some struggles at the start of the year, and here he is challenging for the runner-up spot.
Yep, you're absolutely right. He's had speed, just had some bad luck in the early going. Nice to see him up there battling with his top 3. Ryan Dinning leading the way. Go Fast Teeple. Still working the outside in that 11. Keith Dale sort of following the same groove Ryan Dinning is running. All of them are half a straightaway ahead of Logan Ferguson running in 4th.
The other thing I noticed about Keith Dale, we've had 48 cars compete this year. He's 12th place in points, doing a nice job. He's only a couple spots out of that top 10 in the 26 machine.
Well, consistency, right? Keep showing up week after week, and I'm sure they had some repairs to make earlier this year.
3-car breakaway right now. Dinning, Teeple, and Dale, 1, 2, and 3. Then you've got Zach Bleach behind this with Ryan Beagle and Logan Ferguson.
Yeah, Ryan Beagle hasn't been able to get too far in that Ackland's Insurance, number 84, but heavy racetracks aren't his jam.
Great come from behind last week for Ryan Beagle, picking up the win in the closing laps. Continues to lead the point standings in that Ackland Insurance number 84 RK.
We've had a lot of late race passes in this division. Sometimes assisted by slower traffic, sometimes not. But always exciting. Zach Bleach. I don't know if he saw Beagle out the corner of his eye and stepped on the gas a little bit harder, but Ryan Beagle down low, working on that 4th spot over the 108 of Bleach.
As time by, this pack of cars will come to the mobile one white flag, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see who wins it. They're all on the chip right now. Final time around here in this Hunsinger Plumbing qualifier number 2.
Close quarters racing. It's a 5-car pack at the front of this one. They're going to close in on Jamie Googe. He might be a factor here as they have to make decisions where they want to go. Denning down low. Everybody driving lower on the track than they have been. It's going to be Denning for the win over Teeple, Bleach, Dale, Beagle, Ferguson, Phelan, Huffman, Passetti, and John Overholt.
That wraps up qualifying for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. 1 division to go, 4 qualifying heats in total for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. Things really shuffled around last week after troubles for Brett Stratford, a win by Jesse Costa. Leapfrog Costa into the 2nd place in the standings and closed the gap. Jacob Dykstra finished just in the 10th spot, will Costa 1, and it's down to 81 points. So that big points lead being chiseled away by Costa.
Well, and have you seen Jacob Dykstra this week?
No.
Had a car accident.
Oh, really?
This
No.
week. Yeah, he's
no.
looking a little worse for wear, but glad to see him out here at the racetrack. Yeah. He's going to start on the pole from Port Colborne in the 5D. Alongside out of Hamilton, the 78 is Darren McLennan. 3rd from Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. 4th from Thamesford, the 14 is Eric Gledhill. 5th out of Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. 6th from Thamesford, the 45 is Curtis Gartley. 7th from St. Catharines, the 2S is Al Slate. 8th from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. And rounding out the field from Dorchester, the 1 is Holly Porter.
Holly Porter right now sits 4th in the standings behind that 3-car trio I was talking about with Dykstra, Costa, and Stratford. Porter with a good season in the 4th spot in car 1. Keegan Baker's having a nice year. He's in the top 5. See him a little bit later on.
Keegan is just so steady.
Yeah.
I missed a week. I forget a lot. How many transfer? 5 or 6?
I was here last week and I could have done. Should be 6, is it not?
I think it's 6 and then 4 out of the B, but then I got thinking maybe it's 5 and 8 out of the B. A little bit of contact between Adrian Staley and Eric Gledhill to start that one. Lance Erskine with a big move on the high side in that 88 machine. Out in front is Gledhill and Dykstra battling for the lead off of turn number 4.
Yeah, top 6 transfers. They go wheel to wheel. Wow, that was tight down the front stretch. Gledhill to the inside of Dykstra. He'll take the lead away in the Legacy Holdings 14.
That was Fender car style racing from open wheel race cars right there. That got real physical down in turn 1 between Gledhill and Dykstra.
Dykstra back to the 2nd spot. Curtis Gartley running in the 3rd position over McLennan and Al Slade, who again is quick last week. Here he is in the 5th spot, still looking for that first feature win.
Look at the battle for 6. It's Steve Murdoch and Lance Erskine. The number of podiums between the two of them is unreal. One of them going to have to go through the B main unless they can all close in on Darren McLennan and Al Slate.
This is a tough heat as you watch it. You've got Darren McLennan's really the only raw rookie. Everyone else, if they haven't won, they've come close.
They're all pretty battle tested, right?
Yep. Yeah. Not an easy heat to get out of.
This running order, first to last, you could flip it and read it last to first and still believe that was how it was running.
And we're only taking 6, so Steve Murdoch right now is that final transfer car, but he's got Holly Porter charging on the bottom.
Darren McLennan and Al Slate waging battle with 2 laps to go. Eric Gledhill all but Gledhill all by himself out in front. Jacob Dykstra hanging on to second. Curtis Gartley got a little squirrely there in 1 and 2 in the third spot.
Mobile 1 white flag is out. Final time around for Eric Gledhill over Jacob Dykstra. Then it's Curtis Gartley and Darren McLennan who's running in the 4th spot. If he can transfer driving his way in this heat, he's done something well. He'll lose a spot there to Slate.
That's okay. Eric Gledhill takes the win. Second goes to Jacob Dykstra. They're both in. So is Curtis Gartley, Al Slate, Darren McLennan, and Holly Porter. That puts Steve Murdoch, Adrian Staley, and Lance Erskine into the B main. Only 4 cars transfer out of the B main.
And there's 3 right there.
There's the 3 I'm picking.
Wow. So Eric Gledhill and that Legacy Holdings Ackland Insurance, MJ Trucking 14, picks up another heat race win. He's been very stout in that car since hopping over.
Man, oh man, that was fun. Heat race number 2 is going to line up like this. Out of Wayne Fleet, the 72 is Tanner Podwinski on the outside of the front row. He's got his dad, John, to thank for this. From Stony Creek, the 24A is A.J. Lewis. John came in to sign in for him, said A.J.'s been fired from draws and redraws. Drew him a good one. He's on the front row. Starting third from St. Thomas, the 52 is Jesse Costa. Fourth from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Fifth out of Ottawa, the M52 is Mark Supernant. Sixth from Welland, the 3B is Blaine Barrows. Seventh from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Eighth from Hagersville, 24K is Kiana Teal. And rounding out the field from Brantford, the 55 is Corey Whittam.
And our Carmen's group hot lap hero tonight was the winner from the feature 1 week ago, the D&O Towing 52 machine. Jesse Costa laid down a 14.503 second lap, and he is our Carmen's Group hot lap hero for tonight in the Strickland Great Sprint Car Division.
Corey Whittam pretty pumped up to be here, the driver of that 55.
That did a nice job last week, just paced himself, never got himself in any sort of trouble, which is the main thing you want to do in your first time out, and thought he looked steady out there.
Tanner Podwinski, it looks like his wing is set right on the roll cage.
Yeah.
It's not, but it just looks low.
That way.
Look at the difference in angle between Podwinski and A.J. Lewis.
He's in the smallest number competition there as well, as you can see right there.
They're more affordable that way.
I wonder what houses are missing numbers this week.
Wouldn't it be funny if someone had their numbers screwed to the wing?
A.J. Lewis jumps ahead, but here comes Podwinski on the inside. He'll edge ahead down in 3. Good back and forth battle, 4-car fight for the lead.
Blaine Barrow with a good launch there in the 3B up into the 3rd spot. Kiana Teal runs 5th. Mark Supernant has the transfer, but Trevor Young just got to the inside as Corey Whittam goes around in the 55.
This is under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Stack things back up as Corey Whittam goes around. I want to give a shout out to Ross Williams watching from Pictou, Nova Scotia.
Nice part of the world.
And good evening to Anthony Dortono. I don't think he's here tonight. He's watching online. Mike Doucette is watching while they're camping. Boy, you should really be here if you know how much I like camping. Whoa, what's this? $2 burgers at the main grandstand concession with all proceeds going back to the community. $2 hamburgers tonight. Woo!
Those are mini burgers. Not
Whatever.
the full size.
Whatever.
$2 mini
$2
burgers.
still.
Yeah, the proceeds go back to the charities in the community tonight. So, community night, I want to welcome everybody here from Six Nations who got in with their Six Nations ID. We know we're not the best neighbors, but we have a lot of fun here, and yeah, we make some noise, but hopefully you come out to enjoy it here tonight. And if you're from the community and this is your first visit, welcome here to Ohsweken Speedway. The Steyers family have built a world-class place here, and we're happy you're here with us tonight, guys.
I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger today. Are you old enough to remember
Is that Wimpy?
It was.
Yes, I am then, I guess. Aren't you about to turn the same age as... What day is that again?
Soon enough.
Soon enough. This month, though,
yeah, it's
right?
the 25th.
25th.
August 25th.
Big 5-0.
50 doesn't scare me. 40 did.
Yeah, same here. 40 bothered me.
Yeah, I don't know
50
why.
didn't bother me at all.
And then I had my 40s, and I kind of enjoyed them.
Yeah, same here.
So
back to the green flag past the Lockhart's restart cone on the front stretch.
we watch Jesse Costa hounding Blaine Barrow. I'm curious, how is Tanner Podwinski supposed to see someone on his right side?
Yeah, that thing is squatting low. He's holding down the second spot, but here comes Barrow to the outside as they work down the backstretch, wheel to wheel. All this behind leader A.J. Lewis.
Blaine Barrow carrying some speed. Can he close in on A.J. Lewis in that 3B, making tracks right now? The top four have opened a gap over Kiana Teal. And how about Mark Supernan in the transfer spot in that 52?
Oh, around goes Corey Whittam. Some close racing there. Whoa, between Supernan and Teal. The Dixieland Grill caution flag comes back up for Corey Whittam. Another easy spin up in 1 and 2, and that's going to happen. It's going to take some time.
Yep. Kiana Teal knows her place. Yellow came out. We go back a lap around here. I get my spot back.
Well, there's Abby droning in.
He just drones on and
And
on.
on and on.
Those will be as I jump in at the perfect time for that. Corey Whittam being sent back to the pits, guys. You get 2 spins in your qualifier, and then you have to take it back. So they will not fire the 55. They'll send him back, and he will practice on keeping it the right way in the B main coming up.
He'll figure it out.
Hey, I got a message, though, from the GSR crew. Mark from the factory sent me, said normally they were 87/40, so an 87-inch wheelbase, 40-inch engine setback. Now they're adding 1 more inch to the wheelbase. Tonight, Jordan Poirier is in an 88/40, so an 88-inch wheelbase. Stiers is still in this 87/40. And I got a message from Glenn. They sent a bunch of the new 88/40s off to powder coaters this week, so that looks like the direction they want to continue to go, guys.
Well, and Glenn's text message to us, Clinton, was all of his wins were in an 88/40 chassis, which kind of makes me want to ask, why did you build 87/40s?
They're probably listening because we didn't ask for those texts, and they just flowed in. So we appreciate you guys paying attention and keeping us informed.
And we're not throwing any jabs. I'm just curious. You always have to try something. You always have to be innovating.
Well, we want to know what's the logic behind it.
Yep. In theory, a shorter wheelbase car is twitchier, but if you get it set up right, I don't know what the advantage would be. A longer wheelbase should give you a more stable ride, but I'm not sure there's such thing as a stable ride in a sprint car. It's all relative.
Lockhart's restart cone back on the front stretch. Come back with 5 laps left to go here in the second of 4 qualifiers for the Great Sprint Car Division, brought to you by DJD Graphics.
A.J. Lewis will bring us back to the green, that bright white with pink numbers, 24A. One of Alex Schutt's companies is the sponsor on that one. It's Insta Panels. I didn't think it was Insta Insulation, but
here's the challenge for the lead. Blaine Barrow to the outside of A.J. Lewis, and here comes Jesse Costa working the outside line as well, trying to track down the top 2.
Barrow got a little squirrely there in 3 and 4, but he's got a great line through 1 and 2. The last few laps carries a lot of speed off of that corner. A.J. Lewis giving him plenty of room. Travis Hofstetter up into a transfer spot.
Blaine Barrow will lead that lap over A.J. Lewis. Jesse Costa seeing that car a little bit quicker. He stays to the outside line, squeezes up along between the wall and A.J. Lewis.
Kiana Teal just went for a long slide. Jesse Costa gets up off the banking. 2 laps to go. The top 4 is one battle, but the battle for the transfer spots rages on, and Kiana Teal's really struggling in turn 2. Trevor Young with a good run there as the Mobil 1 white flag comes out.
Blaine Barrow leading the way over Jesse Costa, Lewis, Podwinski, Teal, and Hofstetter, the 6 right now that would transfer in.
Teal does a better job that time in turn 2. Jesse Costa sneaks by Blaine Barrow on the final lap to take the win. Lewis going to come home third, just ahead of Tanner Podwinski.
And it's Kiana Teal and Travis Hofstetter going to the A main. So Mark Saburnett, Trevor Young, and Corey Whittam will go to the B main tonight.
Heat race number 3 lines up like this. On the pole from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. Second from Waynfleet, the 85C is Cam McKinnon. Third from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Fourth from Six Nations in the 20, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Fifth from Waynfleet, the BS39 is Brett Stratford. Sixth from Roslyn, the 4K is Jamie Kay. Seventh from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. And rounding out the field from Scotland, the 53 is Logan Schwedick. That's how they'll line up for heat race number 3.
This one and one more qualifying heat after that, and that will conclude all of our qualifiers tonight. Just some B mains to run. So we have a look at the Braemar Building Speed Shot and AJ Lewis at the attention of RaceMed.
Yeah, they're going to need a hook over, a push over there for the 24A of AJ Lewis. Just a bit of schedule housekeeping. We will get these final crate heats completed. 2 more to go. Then we will jump into the mini stock B main, and then we're going to go to a brief intermission here for about 10 minutes. We're going to work on the upper side of the track, something we don't do very often, but we're building quite a berm there on the top side of 3 and 4. And if you see the entrance to 3, it's getting pretty gnarly up there, so they will chop that up a bit and smooth it out while we talk to our Top Gun award winners here tonight during intermission. Then we'll come back for the crate B and be ready to go into features.
8 cars on the track, top 6 transfer to the main event. Jamie Kay taking his spot ahead of Logan Schwedick, and the yellow flag is being displayed.
There was an issue with the lineup, so they got it corrected on the one-way. And if you're new here, our race control can speak to the drivers on a one-way radio, meaning he can speak to them, they cannot speak back. And they told them where they were. They just told them lights are out, chalk line is down, we're going this time.
Can you imagine if they could speak back, Adam?
That'd be awesome.
Man, they know how to text back, which blows up our phones enough as it is.
Dave Hunsinger doesn't even like me talking to him from the next room, let alone the 140 drivers in attendance tonight.
Here we go to the Asphalt Works green flag. Connor Ross, Cam McKinnon will bring us to that green. We're underway.
Cam McKinnon works to the outside of the 44, loses the nose just a little bit off of turn number 2. Ross out in front, Brett Stratford to the inside of Ryan Fraser. Now to the inside of Johnny Miller. Miller will try to cross him over.
Ryan Fraser right behind that 20 of the Iceman. Johnny Miller riding in the 5th spot. Keegan Baker holding down the final transfer position. 3 wide down the backstretch. Baker moves up to the 4th position.
Ross out in front, just about lost it last time in turn number 2 in that 44. Cam McKinnon had to lift, but Brett Stratford on a good line around the bottom of the racetrack was able to make it stick just like he does now. Stratford to the top spot.
He'll inch ahead of Connor Ross as they come off of corner 4. Slides up in front of that machine. Will lead the lap over Ross, and it's McKinnon and Baker right now. 3rd and 4th, Fraser and Miller in the transfer position. But here comes Logan Schwedick.
Man, they're in pace lap formation back there battling for 3rd and 5th respectively. Baker making some moves early on up to the 3rd spot. Cam McKinnon back to 4th. Ryan Fraser 5th. Then it's Johnny Miller and Logan Schwedick battling for the final transfer position.
Time by, it'll be 3 laps left to go for Brett Stratford, trying to gain ground after what he lost last Friday night. Had a rough go in the BS 39. Not the night he was hoping for, but he's out front and strong right now with 2 laps left to go in this DJD Racing Graphics qualifier number 3.
2 more times around. Still a great battle deep in the field between Miller and Schwedick. Schwedick closes the door on Johnny Miller down into the corner, and oh my goodness, he just worked on 3 cars in one move.
Oh, McKinnon gets into Fraser. Up and over goes McKinnon. Now goes Fraser. And the red flag will come out on the Speedway.
Man, you hate to see that, especially in a heat race. Clinton Jeffrey immediately on the scene. RaceMed up there as well.
That was a pretty wild ride for Cam McKinnon.
Cam McKinnon okay here. Got the helmet off already, guys. They work on getting the Fraser machine back on its wheels as well. Everybody appears to be all right, guys.
Great news. Scary crash there in the corner, and that started a little ways back.
Cam McKinnon already out of his car, ladies and gentlemen. Letting him know he's okay.
You know, it's always so much scarier when there's contact made in the air after the initial impact. And those cars flipped together and kind of bounced off each other in the air. There's Cam McKinnon.
That's a shame for Cam, too, because this is kind of how his career started when he was coming to Ohsweken. Had some problems, not necessarily of his doing, and he was really coming on strong here over the last few weeks, and now this comes up, and now he's chewed up over there in corner number 3. Good to see him walking around. See the DJD gear nose wing panel laying in the dirt there. Man.
Yeah, this car is destroyed, guys. They've got all kinds of issues here as they work to get it up on the just-in-case slider. We work here on the 94 Fraser. He's out of his car as well, talking with the safety crew and getting ready to take his safety gear off. It'll take us a moment to get things cleaned up here, guys. But what a wild show that was. That was like a slow-mo flip.
You don't often see a car change directions while it's flipping, and that's what we saw out of Cam McKinnon's a little bit there.
Well, Fraser's car hits McKinnon's car while they're both in the air and sends him up farther up, and a couple of those looks gave us that. You could see that, and what a shot by Abby on the drone, too, to catch all of that. That was a phenomenal shot.
He's pretty good, that guy. I think we should keep him around.
So next time we get another, oh, wow, what a mess. Next time we get a chance to look at the replay, watch while they're in midair.
This is the angle.
Right?
Not yet. Not yet.
And then,
there.
boom. Yep.
It's like he got drop kicked.
Yeah. Fraser's left rear catapults McKinnon's car even that much higher into the air. And here's the drone shot. If you're watching on the Creekside Construction video board down in the infield, some great looks there. So these two drivers definitely dejected, disappointed. What a mess.
Yeah, Clint, we're going to have to talk to Dave Hunsinger, though, about his drivers' meetings. He keeps encouraging the drivers, if they're upset, don't talk to the G-Force reporters, but I miss some of these interviews.
Maybe he told Clint not to talk to you.
No, nobody told me. We just let these drivers catch their breath. I don't care what Dave's got to say. Fraser's got a lot of work to do, guys. The question is, how is the chassis? If we look at it here, you know, you got all these bolt-on pieces that are built up, but how is the torsion rack? How are the frame? That's what the crew will look at when they get back there, along with all the other bolt-on stuff. The wing and that, you know, they can fix that. The rest of it could be the problem, though.
Yeah, once you unbolt the wing and toss it to the side, same with the front wing, the front bumper, then you can have a look. The car looks to be rolling fairly true.
Guys, I want to show you this on the top of the track, and you can see the berm that we're going to work on here, starting to build up a big cushion here, and if a car hits us, it'll tumble over. So this is the chunk we're going to work on knocking down here, and you can see it's starting to build a gnarly cushion along here. We like a bit of a cushion, but when you get over here, guys, this is a troublemaker. So we will knock this down here at intermission and get working on the track. The rest of it, though, you can see all those lumps have smoothed right off with the sprint cars, guys.
Ryan Fraser coming by. Give him a round of applause. Tough way to start the night in this qualifying heat. They'll get back to the pit area, go to work. And I guarantee you there's at least 2 other pit crews already at his trailer waiting to see what that car is going to need to get back on track.
Of course, Nick Sheridan drove that car back on the Noel Teal night. Got a podium finish out of it.
Well, in fact, is it running coilovers? No, hard to tell.
So the benefactor of this, and you don't want to see misfortune for anyone, but Jamie Kay now is up into a transfer spot. As all 6 cars on the track right now, we'll move on to the A main.
Brett Stratford, and that beautiful. How can a solid black car be that beautiful?
Yeah, it just looks good, especially with the neon numbers.
Yep. Coming to the green flag. 2 laps to go.
Connor Ross moves to the high side. Stratford right down low. Here comes Logan Schwedek for a while. He was outside of a transfer position. Now he's worked his way. Obviously, everybody's in now, but he's inched his way towards the top 3.
Mobile 1, white flag for Brett Stratford. The battle is on for that 3rd spot. Logan Schwedek on the high side. Keegan Baker down low. Might be on for the 2nd spot.
Side by side for that 3rd position as they work through 3 and 4 for the final time. Stratford will pick up the win over Connor Ross. 3rd at the line, Keegan Baker. Then it's Logan Schwedek, Johnny Miller, and Jamie Kay will complete the running order. All 6 cars will work their way into the A main tonight. Still 1 qualifying heat left to go. Brought to you by DJD Graphics.
Young front row on this one out of Welland. The 11W is Brennan Hagar. Alongside him from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. Starting 3rd in the 5 from Cortland is Tom Pellizzari. 4th from St. George, the 69K is Ken Hamilton. 5th from Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. 6th from Ohsweken, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. 7th from Hamilton, the 01K is Mikey Krutchka. And rounding out the field from Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson.
Brennan Hagar back in the 11 this week, and he's sponsored by John Salenzia, Welland Chev, Matco Tools, and Hagar Family Motorsports.
Way to steal my thunder, Greg.
I knew you were going for it.
Son of a gun.
And I thought, no, I'll get it. I'll grab it. I was trying to help you.
Thanks again for the burgers.
How did they get here?
Same way the Sundays got here a couple weeks ago.
But I didn't even... Who brought them in?
Same fella who brought the Sundays a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Thank you. Wow.
So we'll say hello to him and his son from wherever he is in Asia this week. His son travels to exotic locations. He travels to Ohsweken. Which, hey, there's no place I'd rather be. I really had some FOMO going on last Friday.
Asphalt Works, green flag in the air. Brennan Hagar will head down into corner number 1 with Austin Rose to his outside. They'll go wheel to wheel down the backstretch.
I love the way Hagar approached turn 1. He backed up the corner, was able to pin that thing around the inside concrete. Really good opening lap. Austin Rose going to take the lead, but Brennan Hagar in that 2nd spot.
Mikey Krutchka making some nice moves. Started back in the 7th spot. Here he is challenging for the 3rd position. He was on the podium 1 week ago with a 3rd place finish in the feature.
He'll work on Ken Hamilton on the inside down into turn number 1. Hamilton up high in the 69. Mikey down low in the 01. Hamilton with a good run off the corner.
It's all Austin Rose out in front in this battle for the 2nd spot as Krutchka will work to the inside of Hamilton, grabs the 2nd spot at the line. So put Hamilton back to the 3rd position. Then it's Tom Pellizzari, Brennan Hagar, and Brian Nanakoke, the top 6, the transfer cars. But that's a tight battle as Nanakoke trying to hold off Thompson and Campbell Baker.
Nanakoke sneaks through. He'll run the inside and close in on Tom Pellizzari. Cam Thompson right behind him. Thompson has that 6th spot.
Put Hagar back outside of a qualifying position with Campbell Baker as it's all Austin Rose out in front. This time by it'll be 2 laps left to go for him over Mike Krutchka. Then it's Ken Hamilton, Brian Nanakoke, Tom Pellizzari, and Cam Thompson.
Krutchka tore through the field from 7th up to 2nd, but Austin Rose doing a great job out in front in that 3 machine. Whoa, trouble in turn 1. Brennan Hagar goes around. Just got a little bit hot into the corner. Couldn't keep the back end underneath him, and around he goes.
So just 2 laps left to go in our final qualifier, brought to you by DJD Graphics. Then we'll go to the Mini Stock B main. Before our brief intermission, they'll do a little bit of track work.
I didn't know the tractor and wagon run all through the race night.
Oh, the Asphalt Works people mover?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, they're busy all night back and forth from the pits to the front. It'll be here in a couple of minutes if you want to catch it and head out.
You wish.
Again, I want to thank Six Nations Bingo and Lone Wolf Fireworks, tonight's race night sponsors. And a big shout out to Six Nations Tourism for what they do, and big supporters here at Ohsweken Speedway in a number of different ways. So thanks to Six Nation Tourism. And also want to welcome the folks from Contrans Group. They're here tonight, enjoying a night at the races.
This is the best place to do that. Like, if you're going to spend a night at the races, definitely come to the races.
Can't do it anywhere else. Off they go into corner one again. Here's Hamilton to the outside of Krutchka. He'll try and pull away down the backstretch and reel in leader Austin Rose.
Hamilton will drive it deep down into 3 and 4, chase the car up the racetrack as the Mobil 1 white flag is displayed. Good job for Ken Hamilton, though.
Yeah, very good job there running in that third position, solidly in a transfer spot. Campbell Baker still trying to get to Tom Pellizzari as the checker flag comes out.
It's going to be Austin Rose over Mikey Krutchka, Ken Hamilton, Brian Manicoke, Tom Pellizzari, Cam Thompson, Campbell Baker, and Brennan Hagar headed for the dreaded B main.
So all qualifying heats completed here this evening, and we've got a couple of B mains left to go. I think we need a service call for your chair, Adam. That's about the third or fourth time it's like it's yelling mercy.
Funny, last week it didn't say a word, did it?
Oh, wow.
Tom Pellizzari and Cam Thompson hammering on each other on the cool-down lap while you two fat shame your cohort.
Well, when Clint said they were going to take some time during intermission to get rid of some of the chunk, I thought he meant he was kicking you out.
Oh, that one brewed for a long time, didn't it?
Here we go with the last chance qualifier for the Instant Insulation Mini Stocks. 6 laps, 8 cars will transfer on the pole. At a Wainfleet, the 00, Stephen Boverhoff, who I believe was our hot lap hero tonight, but he finds himself in the B main. Graydon Lyons starts second. He's from Cambridge in the 32L. Spencer Riddell out of Caledonia in the 17K goes third. Fourth will be Joe Stevenson from St. Catharines in the 25. Joe Dirt from Welland in the 30 goes fifth. Sixth will be Alex Stewart from Arthur in the 16S. Mark Deagle starts seventh. Eighth will be Mike Evers. Ninth goes to Christopher French. 10th is Mike Giberson. Wally Wilson 11th. 12th, Crystal Sewells. And Steve Miller starts 13th. So we're taking 8 cars here.
Down the back straightaway, Graydon Lyons. Graydon Lyons leads Steve Boverhoff into the corner. They'll work it off of turn number 4 to complete lap 1. That's your top 2. Joe Stevenson third. Spencer Riddell fourth, with Mike Evers rounding out the top 5.
Oh, Boverhoff's got a handful in that 00. Holds onto it off the second corner as Stevenson will work to the outside of that 25 machine. Graydon Lyons out in front.
Yeah, Graydon Lyons with a great lead out front, about 10 car lengths over Joe Stevenson. Stevenson all by himself in second. Boverhoff and Riddell having a great battle for the third spot. 3 wide for the 5th position.
Right now, Joe Dirt in the 30 holds down that final transfer spot. And there is a gap from him back So Steve Miller right now in the 79. So a little bit of a cushion, but he's got 3 cars right in front of him he'd like to get around.
Anything could happen, and Steve Miller looks smooth to me right now. Looks like he's figuring things out in that 79 as we've got 2 laps to go.
It's all Graydon Lyons. Great run for that 32L. Over the 25 of Joe Stevenson. Then it's Boverhoff, Riddell, Evers, Deagle, French, and Joe Dirt. But boy, Joe Dirt having a handful in corner 2. Here comes Steve Miller.
Mike Giberson isn't that far back either with the Mobil 1 white flag coming out. Deagle gets pushed off the racetrack in turn 3.
Oh, that's going to cost him a transfer spot as they work it down through 1 and 2. And now down the backstretch, coming to the checkered flag. It's all Graydon Lyons, but the transfer spots are still on the line.
Lyons through 3 and 4 on the inside. Comes up to the wall, sees the checkered flag, takes the win over Joe Stevenson. Stephen Boverhoff going to finish 3rd, Spencer Riddell 4th. They are all in, so is Christopher French and Mike Evers with Joe Dirt and Steve Miller.
Nice.
Making their way into the show. Mark Deagle, Mike Giberson, Wally Wilson, and Crystal Sewells fail to make the A main. It is intermission time. The equipment comes onto the racetrack. We're going to take a break. And then it'll be time to talk to our Top Gun performers.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner. Today, as a 100% Canadian-owned credit union, we offer all the products and services you'd expect from a traditional bank, but with a personal, community-focused approach, investing back into the people, local businesses, and communities we serve. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
It all started for us at the racetrack, from dirt to water. We have continued to keep the adrenaline and drive to make sure that we are always in the forefront. We are driven to give our customers the absolute best in service, products, and memories with your family. No matter what your passion is, whether it's on the water, in the dirt, on the snow, or on the road, we will always be here welcoming you over and over again through the doors here at Lockhart's. You're not just a customer here, you are part of our team.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Introducing the fleet lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the Cargo Ease fleet lineup.
Welcome back to Ohsweken Speedway. Fresh Dome presents Friday Night Excitement. As they continue to work the racetrack, we'll take a moment to look at the calendar coming up here at Ohsweken Speedway in the next month. As things wind down, before we go down and talk to Clinton Jeffrey Trackside, August 22nd, that's next Friday night. The Great Lakes Super Sprints are on the card. And then August 29th, in 2 weeks' time, it's back to school night, backpack night. So kids want to be here for that one to get a chance to win a free backpack. And then we've got championship night on September the 5th, brought to you by Epic Racewear and Bradshaw Brothers. All 4 divisions will crown their champs before we head into Nationals Week starting September 11th, going through to the 13th. OhswekenSpeedway.ca for more information. That's our track calendar, brought to you by Carmen's Group. Let's send it down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, Greg. We're standing by with Dylan Westbrook. Dylan, you've had some great runs last week. Nicky got one off you, though. You're still up there in the points coming into tonight. They were just talking about Nationals weekend. When does your Nationals prep start?
We pretty much do that all year. Just try to learn every week and just get better and better. Now that we're on this new tire, now it's kind of starting us over for our setup and stuff. For the ESS race, when you had that on, struggled a little bit, but I think tonight we've tried some different stuff, and it's working really well for us.
You see them working the track here, knocking that cushion down. What does that make you feel?
I think it's going to be good. We've widened the track out a little bit more, get some good slide jobs and stuff going. I think it's going to make it a really good race.
All right, hold up that sign. Dylan is our Hot Lap Challenge leader for Six Nations Tourism coming into tonight. He's the 360 leader. That means he's had the most hot laps out of all the 360 cars. But Ryan Beagle is still leading him by 1 point. Thank you, Dylan. He can head back to the pits, and we'll get over here with Brett Stratford. Brett, our crate top gun. Brett, you've had an up-and-down season, the defending champion. Certainly not the championship season you hoped for, but you're still fighting hard. The car looks good tonight. Can you put it in victory lane tonight?
Yeah, we can put it in victory lane every night as long as our luck turns around. It's been brutal, man. We go over this car like crazy, make sure it's tip-top, and we're just having part failures. Like we lost the drive shaft yoke last week for no reason at all. And it's just things like that. Like our car's a missile. We just can't put it all together this year. But I definitely got to thank 420 Express and Powerless Racing. Without them, I literally can't afford to do this. It's getting really expensive.
Now, the track changed a lot throughout the night. Looked kind of lumpy when you guys first came out. We've blown it off now. It looks smooth. They've taken the top right away. What does that do for your game plan?
Well, it's actually funny because I was talking to my motor builder after hot laps because my motor just would not spin up at all. I had nothing. I actually thought I had a problem with the motor. And then as soon as we went out for that heat race, my motor revved right up. It just, the car was no longer bogging down, and we're getting back to normal. Now I see they're knocking down that the berm there. I actually wanted that. I was really looking forward to running a curb tonight, but hey, we'll see how it is, right?
It was getting knee-deep and dangerous. Good luck, Brett.
I love dangerous.
No, you don't need any more bad luck.
The crowd's freaking awesome. It looks good, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you, Brett. Well, guys, always exciting. Brett Stratford, the crate champion. We heard from both the last year's champion. Both of them have got their hands full to defend it again this year, guys. Back up to you, and we'll check out this track prep. It looks like it's almost done.
Yeah, thanks, Clint. Well, during the preseason, we had a chance to talk to a number of different drivers, and one of those is the guy who won last week in the mini stocks, Nick Erskine.
So, Nick, you've been through just about everything in a young career in a mini stock. You've had your highs and your lows. What keeps you going?
Honestly, just the fact that I've got friends and family who never give up on me, and I never want to give up on it either. And I just, you know what, when you want it bad enough, it drives you to keep on going. And we've never given up. Last year, we never gave up. We actually salvaged a solid year sort of thing. But, that's just what keeps you going. Always wanting more, always wanting to keep going at it every year and stuff. And, just the passion for it, right?
Are you happy with the car that got put together for you? Is it competitive coming into this year, or have you changed things up again?
I mean, for a competitive wise, it definitely proved itself last year. Structurally, it's not the soundest, but again, every day we're working on it to make it better. I've also got a new engine coming for it, so we're gonna try and get it right. Bring it right back to where it was last year, and hopefully even higher.
Where do you hope to go with racing?
I mean, I am hoping to move up into higher classes. I've wanted to check out modifieds and stuff. It's something I'm kind of fascinated with. Maybe, I mean, definitely a little higher than my dad ever got as well, because I want to kind of show him that, take the Erskine name a lot further than what it is now.
No, and your dad was a hell of a racer. I mean, I raced with him back in the go-kart days. He was a fierce competitor.
My dad is probably the reason why I'm into this is now, like watching it at a young age, just sitting in the grandstands, playing with cars, and eventually, my dad threw me in the car. Didn't go very well, but, again, never gave up on me. I kept going at it, and here we are today.
How confident are you? You make a great point, because you've gotten to the point where you're a contender every week. You weren't in the beginning. I mean, you have to develop your skills. How comfortable are you that when you go on the racetrack, you're as good as anybody out there?
I mean, again, like the moment you drop that helmet, you just dial in, you go for it. And, over the time I've gotten better. I've known how to set the car up a lot better and stuff. And again, now we have higher goals. And I know last year was a great confidence boost, had a great year, like leading the points for a good few weeks actually. And like running like top fives every week. I feel like now every week we could at least run top five, and it allows us to push a little bit further.
What are your goals for this year?
My goal this year is to at least win a couple of features. I want to finish that championship off this year. I feel like last year I had it was mine, and unfortunate circumstances happened. But this year I think we're going to get it. We're not going anywhere but Ohsweken this year. We're going to get it this year.
Well, Nick Erskine certainly got it done. He got that first feature win last Friday night. What excitement it was down Slack Lumber Victory Lane. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back as we have one more B main to go, and then it's feature time.
Introducing the Fleet lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the CargoEase Fleet lineup.
At WG Truck Center, we fix trucks. We don't just change parts. Maintenance, repairs, frame straightening, and custom builds. Everything happens right here. A high-performance team focused on serving the local Canadian business, always looking to add talent to make us even better. Need parts? Need a rig? Need services? The local shop that does it all. WG Truck Center. Everything you need for your diesel truck.
After World War II, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer, and our neighbors guided my father through his first few years after my grandfather died. This year will be my father's 50th crop. He always reminds me that without the help of our neighbors, there would never have been a first. My name is Randy. I'm a farmer, and I make the best damn tractors in the world because I owe it to my neighbors.
Case IH, built by farmers.
Back as Fresh Stone presents Friday Night Excitement here at Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV. I'm Greg Kellman. With me, Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey, trackside tonight. I want to thank Six Nations Bingo, Lone Wolf Fireworks, tonight's race night sponsors. And it was a great pleasure last Friday night to work with the junior announce crew, although we're not really calling them junior. I think I just don't want to be called the senior crew. That's the main thing. But Jack and Mac did a great job last Friday night. Especially when they work together. They've already got kind of that thing going. And I listened to it again last night. Together, they've got it figured out.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that show last night. Thought some of the racing was good. The track, as they say, has character. Okay.
Well, look. I was just going to say, look who's top wing is on Ryan Fraser's 94.
Here's how they're going to line up for the B main. Nice job by Ryan Fraser and crew getting that car ready to rumble. They did not have a lot of time to turn that around. On the pole from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Second from Ottawa, the M52 is Mark Supernan. Third from Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. Fourth from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Fifth from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Sixth from Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. Seventh out of Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. Wow, thank you very much. Eighth from Wayne Fleet, scheduled to be the 85C of Cam McKinnon. Ninth from Welland, the 11W of Brennan Hagar. And 10th from Brantford, the 55 is Corey Whittam. Greg, you know how some tracks lock the tower door so you can't get in? Can you imagine how horrible that would be? We get burgers, ice cream.
We need a sign that says, please feed the animals.
Open door policy.
This is fantastic.
Oh, it's a 12-lap B main.
Your hand is going to be covered in
There's
ice cream.
not enough napkins in the world.
Well, here's the burger box. Eat over top of that. There you go.
Top four transfer out of this 12-lap B main. Steve Murdoch and Mark Supernan going to lead the way.
Tough field to make your way out of to get into the A main here tonight. Steve Murdoch's a multi-time winner. You've got Lance Erskine, who's got a feature win in this division. And everyone else, still stout drivers. The only one really kind of fresh to the scene is Corey Whittam.
Ryan Fraser to the outside of Mark Supernan. He'll bite the brakes a little bit to avoid contact. He looks like he's on a mission. Fraser to the outside for the second spot. He may not stop there as he works on Steve Murdoch in the lead. That 94 of Fraser really hooking up out there, but Steve Murdoch continues to lead the way down the backstretch.
Off they come through corner number 4. Fraser on the outside, Murdoch on the inside. Not much room there for Fraser. Good 4-car fight behind that. And only 2 of those cars are going to transfer. That's a tight battle. Lance Erskine leads that pack over Mark Supernan. Then you've got Staley and Campbell Baker on the outside looking in.
One bobble will be it for any of these drivers. Campbell Baker trying to keep up with that pack. Mark Supernan doing a great job in the M52. Poor Trevor Young on the outside looking in.
Here they come side by side for the lead. Fraser on the outside. I'll tell you what, after that crash, I wouldn't have suspected they'd be back for this B main, but not only is he back, he's challenging for the race win.
When they towed that car back, it looked to be in pretty good shape. The front wheels were pointed the same direction. The rear wheels seemed to be where they were supposed to be. As a big-time slider on Steve Murdoch in the 2. Murdoch had to slam the brakes as we're only halfway through this B main.
Fraser, Murdoch, and one around Corey Whittam will bring out the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
Clint, we're going to need an in-depth report from turn number 2. I want you to take your time.
Examine all 4 tires. Oh, my.
He's silently protesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody brings me ice cream. Those 2 can suffer.
Corey Whittam around again, and just his second week of competition in that 55 machine, and you see the Race Med crew on the scene to get that car turned around. 2 spin, and you're done rule. This is his first here in this B main. He still has 7 laps left to go.
Well, and to his credit, both of his spins in the first race were in corner entry. This spin was at the exit of turn 2, so that's where you find the limits of these race cars. Is Race Med gonna get him pointed the right way here? Now I want the tower door locked. Our open door policy is no more.
He just wants your ice cream. Corey Whittam's going to get a push here from the Kenny U-Pull push truck team.
Man, did he ever look sideways coming past the window?
Uh-oh. Oh, good. He went to the other room.
Whew. That was close.
We're just promoting the Ice Mobile. Open for business behind the announce tent.
And I'll tell you what, how kind is it that fans bring us food, and thank you so much. There was a long line at the Ice Mobile. Like that took commitment to wait for that.
We appreciate it.
I can never unsee that. Clint almost took the whole ice cream cone. Almost took the whole ice cream cone and probably 2 fingers up to the second knuckle.
Hey, no wonder Hunsinger's mad. You guys are sitting here eating ice cream laughing. He's fighting with all the drivers.
I think Dave's happiest when he's grumpy.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
It's in his happy place. He's channeling his inner Doug Leonard.
I think I can eat this whole ice cream cone while you introduce the mini stock lineup. Like, I think I can do it.
I believe he can. Here we go. Back to the green flag through the WG Truck Center restart zone. Murdoch, Fraser, Lance Erskine, Adrian Staley right now are your top 4.
Man, Mark Superman doing a good job. Drives to the inside of Staley, picks up that 4 spot. Campbell Baker closes in. It's a 3-car battle for the 4th position. We make the halfway point once again. Adrian Staley able to get back around the Superman 52.
Murdoch pulling away from Fraser. Lance Erskine trying to reel in that number 94, and back around goes Corey Whittam.
That will do it for Whittam in this B main.
Back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag with 6 laps left to go.
Hopefully he'll still have a big smile on his face. It is a steep learning curve. And Greg, we talk about this frequently. It's really hard what these race car drivers do. They just make it look easy.
Yeah.
Like, these drivers are so talented, so good at setting up their race cars to do the things they want them to do.
And Corey Whittam is no rookie when it comes to racing either. So it's changing disciplines and trying a new racing surface as well on top of that. So Corey will get a hold of this. He's a racer.
Everything is not fully backwards, but most way backwards with these cars. You have to carry a lot of speed for the wing to work. The wing will hold you down onto the racetrack, but you have to have enough speed to keep it packed on that wing. You hear World of Outlaw drivers, 410 drivers talk about having the wing packed with air. If you lift, you unpack the wing. Loses its air, so you lose all its benefit.
So the field is back in line, ready to go. Past the Lockhart restart cone here on the front stretch with Steve Murdoch, Ryan Fraser, Lance Erskine, and Adrian Staley. Right now, the top 4 looking to make their way into the A main. And these are 4 drivers that could be a top 4 in an A main on any given night.
They could so.
Steve Murdoch, multi-time feature winner, and here he is with another challenge from Ryan Fraser to the inside.
Trevor Young to the inside of Campbell Baker, makes that move. Now working on Mark Superman down into turn number 3. Superman will close the door. Trevor Young will stick to the bottom. That's a battle for the 5th spot.
Fraser tried down in 1 and 2, and now Lance Erskine's going to gain a little ground on the 94 car as they go down into the 3rd corner. It's a good 3-car battle right now, but it's for the 5th position.
And Trevor Young learned a little something on that inside. He's got Campbell Baker all over him, but let's see if he can close in on Adrian Staley. And that Hallett number 51 is Trevor Young running in the 5th spot. 3 laps left as they cross the line this time, and he is definitely closing the gap on Adrian Staley.
Top 3 have broken away, but here comes Trevor Young. Really working that inside line. Now a great run by Campbell Baker. He'll drop along to his outside.
Young overshot turn 1 that time. Got up off the bottom, lost a lot of momentum. Now Campbell Baker makes that move, but Adrian Staley has to be darn near perfect these next 2 laps to make it into the A main. Mobile 1, white flag displayed to Steve Murdoch.
Murdoch pulled away from Fraser. It's about the same distance back from Fraser to Lance Erskine, and then again to Adrian Staley, who has a little less pressure. He doesn't know that, though. As the checkered flag comes out, Murdoch's going to win it over Fraser. Erskine and Adrian Staley will get the 4th spot over Campbell Baker, Trevor Young. And it's going to be Mark Supernant and Brennan Hagar. So that concludes our B mains. That means it's feature time.
And if I'm not mistaken, those are mini stocks lined up on the warm-up track. They will come out first for their 15-lap main event, the Insta Insulation mini stocks rolling on to the racetrack now. 28 cars strong. Greg Callan's going to tell you how they line up.
Starting on the pole out of Smithville in the 6X, it's Mike Sarantakos. To the outside from Port Colborne in the 14L, John Lubeck. Going from the 3rd spot from St. George, the 26 is Alexander Klotz. 4th from Brantford, the 44 is Doug Erskine. 5th position from Waterdown, the 01, Tristan De Silva. And lining up 6th from Port Colborne in the 1R Junior, that's Sierra Robison. 7th starting position tonight will go to Wade Thorne from Waterford in the 45. Bill Pearsall out of Pooslinch in the 38P. He'll start in the 8th position. Going 9th out of Chippewa, the X, that is Jeremy Cooper. And alongside him from Hagersville, the 23 is Dusty DeBoer. Going off 11th from Hamilton, the 04, that's Rogan Monahan, 12th starting position. Belongs to Mason Anderson from St. Catharines in the 4A. Jillian Hills out of Dundas in the 32 starts 13th. 14th is Ken Hare from Niagara Falls in the 5K. Jason Tolton from Guelph in car 1. He'll go 15th. 16th is John Janssens from the 16th starting spot in car 66. Tim DeBoer, the point leader, starts 17th. He's in car number 9 out of York. Going 18th is Alex Riley from St. Catharines in the 17. We see him stopped up in the high side of corner number 3. And moving around in the car, but may need some attention from the Kenny U-Pole push truck team. He's scheduled to go 18th. 19th is Jeff Elslager from Linden in the 11J. Last week's winner, Nick Erskine from Brantford in the 64. He'll start 20th. Graydon Lyons from Cambridge, the 32L. He'll start in the 21st spot. 22nd, that's where we'll find Joe Stevenson from St. Catharines in the 25. 23rd starting position, Stephen Boverhoff from Waynefleet in the 00. 24th will be Spencer Riddell from Caledonia in the 17K. 25th spot, Christopher French out of Stratford in the 54. Mike Evers will start 26th from Caledonia in the 265. And in the back row, Joe Dirt from Welland in the 30. And going from the 28th spot, car 79, Steve Miller from Paris. He did it. A full ice cream cone in one lineup. I could not believe it when I looked at my left. And you were down to the base of the cone. And well done. He can't talk right now, but he ate the cone. As you see them talking to Alex Riley there in the high side of 3 right now. Race Med talking to Alex. Not sure what's going on there, as they haven't attempted to push the car.
Greg Brainfreeze is real. I fought through the pain.
You're a trooper.
Big problem for Alex Riley, guys. The nuts on the steering wheel are loose. And he wanted to go back. He wanted to get time, but you can't get time. That'll be the end of the feature for Alex Riley, unless they can grab a 9/16 wrench right now. Tough break for Alex Riley. This is going to be a huge hit in the point standings.
And some people, whether you know or not, most race cars have a removable steering wheel, so the steering column comes into the car. That removable steering wheel has a quick release on it, but the steering wheel is attached to it with 3 small nuts and bolts. And they do have a tendency to come loose. Something that probably doesn't get looked at, because the driver will usually feel it coming loose and they'll look at it through the week or right away. Tough situation for Alex Riley as we go green on the mini stocks. They're 3 wide through turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Tristan De Silva going to take the lead on lap 1.
Wow, they're beating and banging down there going into corner number 3. They were 4 wide into the entry of the corner. I'm not sure if Nick Erskine had problems or just backed out because of the craziness there.
Yeah, I think a little of both. Alexander Klotz in that 26 had trouble coming up to speed. He was real fast in his qualifier, but he's dropping back right now in the 26. Oh, Jeff Elslinger makes contact possibly with Mason Anderson. I believe he might have a flat left front tire if I'm not mistaken.
Rough start to this feature for the top two of the top three in the point standings. Alex Riley came into this race third in points. He's already pit side, and Jeff Elslinger just slammed the wall. He's second place in points. So the point leader, who's Tim DeBoer, in that purple number 9, he's still going strong near the front. You can see, that left front is down and out.
Tristan De Silva with a bad push through turn number 2. Wade Thorne working that car to perfection through the middle groove. He is really handling that race car. Wade Thorne trying to stay to the bottom, the inside. Now he's going to slide up in front of Tristan De Silva, but De Silva still there between the 46 and the outside wall as they race into turn 1.
Silva's had a fast car all night here tonight in that 0-1. He's trailing Wade Thorne. You've got John Lubeck back there in that third position. Sierra Robinson having a great run here tonight. Some speed in that 1R junior. And she's got a handful with Dusty DeBoer to the outside in the 23.
Watching Wade Thorne, wow, he got loose going into turn number 1. Watching him down on the inside just looks like so much work, but he's carrying a lot of speed out there in that 46.
Alex Riley makes his way out, and as will Rogan Monahan.
Was Rogan even out there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I missed him leaving the track.
A driver who was so good in his qualifier earlier on, with issues out here in the 0-4, but he'll get out there to play with the other drivers on the racetrack, but has to be frustrating for the 0-4 after having so much speed out in front. It's Wade Thorne by 5 car lengths over Tristan De Silva second. Dusty DeBoer runs third in that 23. Sierra Robinson doing a great job up there battling in the top 5 along with John Lubeck.
Jeff Elslinger finally pulls into the pit area. You could see he was making the decision, do I keep running or do I pull it into the pits, and he finally made the right-hand turn. So second place in points out early in this one, and Alex Riley, if he stays on track, is actually going to gain position on him.
That's wild. 5-car battle for that second spot as they're about to reach the halfway mark of this race. No, they just did reach the halfway mark of this race.
6 laps left to go for Wade Thorne out in front of her, Tristan De Silva, Dusty DeBoer. Sierra Robinson and John Lubeck, the point leader right now, though, is in the thick of this pack, battling side by side with the 14 of Lubeck. There you see him, the 9 of Tim DeBoer. He's the point leader, but doesn't have a win yet.
Last week's winner, Nick Erskine, really struggling here early on, well outside of the top 10, and that's 64.
Only 3 drivers in the top 10 this year don't have a feature win, and one being the point leader. You don't need it to win a championship. Jillian Hills proved that last year.
No, you're absolutely right. It's Tim DeBoer and Ken Hare bouncing off each other a little bit. Down the back straightaway, they'll tuck in line. Through 3 and 4 out front, it's Wade Thorne, Dusty DeBoer, now Tristan De Silva and Sierra Robinson duking it out side by side.
Some slower cars right in front of Wade Thorne. It'll be Mike Evers and Steve Miller. We'll see if the leader will catch him, as that's what Dusty DeBoer needs right now. The second place runner got some speed. He's tracking down the 46. He could use some help with the slower traffic.
Laps are winding down. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time at the stripe for Wade Thorne. As you said, a couple slower cars out ahead. Dusty DeBoer behind by about 8 car lengths.
Great shot from the Duke Electric camera last time in 3. Here we see it again. Look at the left rear of Wade Thorne when he goes down into 3. They happen to catch it again. It is not touching the track. That wheel's just a spinning. And there you see it right. Well, it's not even spinning there.
It gets spinning again once it hits the racetrack. Jeff Elslinger back on track, laps down as the white flag is displayed. 1 more lap to go, and traffic going to play a factor for this battle for the 3rd spot.
Down the back stretch goes Wade Thorne. Dusty DeBoer running out of time. He got through the lap traffic, and the 46 machine's going to come off forward to see the checkered flag.
Oh, Tristan De Silva bobbles. The win's going to go to Wade Thorne. Dusty DeBoer second. Third is going to be Sierra Robinson by 6 1/1000ths of a second.
Wow. What a battle there for the third spot. De Silva fourth, Tim DeBoer fifth, Ken Hare sixth, seventh Jeremy Cooper, eighth will be John Lubeck, ninth Mason Anderson, and 10th is Bill Pearsall, but it's that guy right there, Wade Thorne, picking up the win in the Insta Insulation Mini Stocks.
Someone better tell Sierra Robinson she's needed in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. And my eyes saw that finish differently. Greg, did yours?
No, I thought she was ahead.
I thought Tristan was ahead, but that's the fun thing. We've got electronic timing and scoring for that.
Jeff Elslager came out at the end. He finished one lap ahead of Alex Riley and got those points and kept them ahead. So how about that? Let's send it down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Clinton Jeffrey will talk to our winner, Wade Thorne.
Thanks, Greg. Before we get to a winner, a couple of housekeeping. Alex Riley did not take the original Northern Monahan, so they will not make their way in. Syracuse doesn't know or Sierra Robeson don't know. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Wade Thorne? Well, Wade, you got it done, man. Congrats. A pretty solid run here tonight. These mini stocks put on one heck of a show. How was it from your seat?
Oh, man, it's wow, these are loud. Holy. Yeah, everything just played out right. We got a green flag. We got to start at the front. We've had a couple bad nights the last 3 weeks. The guys have been preparing this thing. We've been dialing in a little bit better every week, and the track was perfect. The starting spot was perfect. We got a good run. Nice, clean run with Tristan for the lead. Mark De Silva's got to be pumped. He built this car and Tristan, so he's got to be pretty happy to see this thing on the podium too. But got to thank all the guys, my girlfriend Emma, my dad, and then, of course, Clark Automotive and Contrans Tank Group.
All right, Wade Thorne gets the win, guys. We'll get over here and talk to Dusty DeBoer. Dusty, what a drive for you tonight. Solid run. Second after last week. They were voting whether they're going to put the car back together or not, and I guess the vote to do it won.
Yeah, it was a lot of work every single night. Me and my dad were out there working on it. Trev was putting pieces together. Tim was. I think we put probably 60-plus hours into it. We got full-time jobs. Like, this is after work stuff, and the transmission had to come out, engine had to come out, rear axle had to come out. The whole left rear quarter was junk. This corner was messed up. The rod was messed up. The whole front was pushed over. It was a lot of work, but we got out there. Thanks to my dad and Trev, Tim. It's a lot of work, but it feels good.
You're smiling, Dusty. Dusty DeBoer. Sierra, come on around here. It's your first time on the podium. We'll give you the pass for missing the concrete. Sierra, what a drive. You thought you were second, but still third tonight. Not a run. Now, welcome to the concrete. You've been making this 1 hour run really good. Are you happy with third tonight?
Yeah, I am. I was not expecting to be up here this early.
What a drive. You snuck by Tristan at the end. Talk about that last lap for us.
Yeah, I was really trying. I honestly thought I finished fourth, so that's why I went around, but three's good too.
Good job. Sierra Robeson will be third. Second will be Dusty DeVore, and your winner tonight, Wade Thorne. Everybody, hang tight. We'll be back live at Community Night here from Ohsweken Speedway. More G-Force action coming up.
From racetrack to road, Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
Built for a smoother, smarter, simpler season. Built to break new ground every time you break ground. Built for a higher quality harvest. Built to protect your crops with precision while giving you precision control in the palm of your hand. With a local service network built to keep you running. Everything Case IH makes is purposefully designed to work on your farm. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner, strengthening financial well-being. And through change, uncertainty, and opportunity, we've stood by you and with you. Join the nearly 120,000 Ontarians and over 12,000 local businesses choosing Libro, not just for banking, but for a better future. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers, we have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.com.
Welcome back to Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV. Mod Light feature time. Adam has the starting lineup.
On the pole from Fenwick in the 27, it's Cheeseburger Sean Iftati. Outside of row number 1 from Welland, the 71 is Leroy Buscombe. Third from St. Catharines. 32 is Cohen Corbett. Fourth from Port Colborne, the 17 is Josh Schleider. Fifth from Port Colborne, the 88 is Sean Schleider. Sixth from Welland, the 7C is Cole Hardy. Seventh from Welland, the 6 is Rob Meisner. Eighth from Ridgeway, the 4 is Tyler Winger. Ninth out of Welland, the 19 is Roger Pardis. 10th from Niagara Falls, the 12 junior is Anthony Kelly. 11th from Waterford, the 5 is Dan Curving. 12th from Port Colborne, the 26 is RJ Pitts. 13th from Port Colborne, the 2 is Dylan Slider. 14th from Dunville, the 291 is Dave Cornish. 15th from Hamilton, the 14 is Chance Kotar. 16th from Port Colborne, the 6X is Riley Slider. 17th from Grimsby, the 22 is Craig Martin. 18th from Stony Creek, the 41 is Evan Leonard. 19th from Six Nations, the 44B is Bella General. 20th from Thorold, the 16 is Brent Bigelow. 21st from St. Catharines, the 98 is Lance Waldeck. And 22nd from Woodstock, the 78 is Derek Millman.
20 laps the distance. Mod Lights are only feature here in 2025. As if Toddy and Buscombe will bring them to the Asphalt Works green flag. From Carter Long, they'll head down into corner number 1.
Good clean start from the Mod Lights.
What a sound.
Yeah, they've got a cool buzz when there's a full field of them. Cheeseburger going to lead lap number 1. Sean Iftati out in front. Cohen Corbett giving chase in the same groove, but don't look now. Here comes Josh Schleider to the high side.
Yeah, Josh Schleider in that 17's always been tough in this division. For years it was Paul Clagger, and now it's become Josh Schleider, one of the most dominant drivers in this division.
Very smooth, very fast, and Josh Schleider takes it to the lead. They'll battle side by side for the second spot.
A good fight right now between Iftati and Corbett as they work off the 4th corner. Schleider and Corbett, Iftati, and the 88 machine of Sean Schleider's right there.
4-car breakaway at the front of the field. Running 5th, it's Rob Meisner in that number 6. Behind him, the 26 of RJ Pitts was so fast at the start of his trouble. Winger goes around in that number 4 in turn number 3.
We'll bring up the Dixieland Grill caution flag for the first time in this one. I believe we went caution free in the mini stocks, didn't we?
I think we did.
Wow.
Remember how hard Tyler Winger was driving that 4-car in the heat race. Super entertaining to watch, but obviously took it a little too far over the edge here. Let's have a look at our replay. And yeah, he drove it deep. And there was nothing to catch him. They've worked all of that curbing away.
Nice job by Roger Pardis to get woed up in time and not clip the front end of the 4. Race med crew.
Someone's engine. Okay, a couple of cars heading to the pits. Brent Bigelow, Tyler Winger, both peeling off to the pits. Bigelow had trouble in his heat earlier on in that 16 machine. Trouble again in the features. You heard one backfiring and coughing and spitting out there.
It's a great shot back there to the pit area. Just seemed random to see a Case IH tractor just driving by.
Do these cars look good or what, though?
Oh, yeah.
Even the vinyl on them.
When they fired off, the sound of the pack it's totally different than anything we hear all year, but it just sounds cool. Going back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. And Slider, man, he got on it.
Got off to a great start in that 17 machine, but Cohen Corbett in the 32 with a big run to the high side. He'll lead the way down the backstretch.
Slider on the bottom. Corbett works the outside. Now they'll switch lanes as Winger will work his way back out onto the racetrack from the pit area.
That was as pretty a crossover as you're going to see. Cohen Corbett crossing over Josh Slider after that slow motion slide job of Slider.
And here comes Sean Slider in the mix in the 88, running in the third position. If Toddy working on his back bumper. Down and one they go. Battle for the lead continues on. Josh Slider working the outside on Corbett.
Cohen Corbett out in front as they enter turn number 3. He'll run that extreme bottom. Josh Slider carrying some speed off the high side. It'll be Slider at the line. Great demonstration of good dirt track racing from this Mod Light division. Remember, normally when we run this show, I believe there's usually one or two come up from the central New York area too.
Yep.
Didn't have that this time, but a strong contingent of cars.
Oh, around goes Corbett. And that will put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
Bummer. You know, this is why I'm glad we have such good camera work, because I was not watching.
Just went around on the inside.
Show that look again. It looks like he might have hit a bump going into turn 1 and maybe just affected his timing. You notice the body do a little wiggle at the back end? Avoided the inside wall. Oh, he'll want that lap back.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one. Done a nice job to get by Josh Slider into the lead, and now we'll have a long ways to go to get back up there.
That's also how good Josh Slider is. Like, you know you have to really push the limits and hit everything perfect to be able to compete with him. And that's what Cohen Corbett was trying to do.
I'm shocked. Josh Slider does not have a win here in Mod Light competition.
What?
No surprise, Paul Klager has the most career wins here, 9 in total. Derek Wagner, which is one of our, I believe he's from across the border, is he not, Derek Wagner?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yes, he's a Ransomville racer that came over with the Mod Lights. He's now competing there weekly in the Sportsman.
Yeah.
Okay, so just across the border.
6 wins for him. You have to go back to third all-time. Sean Slider has 4. And then Adam Leslie, who runs Sportsman, now has 1. Rob Meisner, as well as Derek Moore, Justin Sharp, and Tyler Winger.
That's a lot of Mod Light races.
And Tyler Winger is our most recent winner last July.
And Tyler Winger came out of the pits, but I think he's a lap down.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
Oh, no,
he's not? Okay, so he must have come around on the tail of the restart lap?
It's all for naught, though, because he's leaving the racing surface, heading back to the pits as we come back to a green.
Back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. To the Asphalt Works green flag we go. 12 laps left in this one.
Slider down low, Slider up high. Josh Slider on the inside, Sean Slider on the outside. They'll race side by side into turn number 3. Someone clipped the inside wall in turn 2. At the very back, the left front is completely turned left.
Lance Waldeck, I believe, in the 98. Very slow, and he'll pull it now into the infield. Sean Slider, your leader. Josh Slider back to the second spot. If Toddy and Pitts now wheel to wheel at the halfway point.
Halfway through this one, Pitts really making a nice comeback. Led his heat race, fell back, started a little deeper in this field. Now up into the top 3. Does he have anything for the Sliders?
Off the corner they work. Sean Slider again leads the lap. Josh Slider working all over the back end, trying to find a way by that 88. Great battle behind them with the Toddy and Pitts. And here's a great run for Josh Slider off of 2.
Yeah, this running in second might be the best thing for Josh Slater, getting to see where Sean was making speed, finding out where his 17 could be faster and trying to mount a challenge. But don't look now, it's about to be a 4-car battle at the front of this field. RJ Pitts and Sean Iftati closing the gap on the two sliders out in front.
This time by it'll be 7 laps left to go. Slider, Pitts, and Iftati. You've got Leroy Buscombe right now in the 5th position, and Rob Meisner working on him on the inside line.
Josh Slater up to the back end of Sean Slater down into turn 3. Move over flag being given to Derek Millman in the 78. He'll pull down to the inside, give the leaders lots of room.
6 more circuits around as Sean Slater gains some ground down there on 1 and 2, stretches his advantage as Pitts and Iftati begin to catch Josh Slater.
Yeah, Sean Slater with a bit of an edge now, half a dozen car lengths over Josh Slater, but Josh has a comfortable edge over RJ Pitts, who's got Sean Iftati attacking to the inside, but look at the run Josh gets off of turn number 2.
Here he comes on the outside of 3, charging to the high side in corner number 4. As they work it off the corner, he'll dive back down to the inside.
Man, Sean Slater came up to the wall off the corner, even though he had seen Josh. Aggressive racing at the front with 3 laps to go this time and across the start-finish line.
Sean Slater continuing to lead. Here comes Josh with a great run on the inside. Pitts and Iftati are right there as well as they swap back and forth.
Josh Slater all the way down to the inside where the bite is. Takes the lead over Sean Slater. It'll be 2 laps to go this time. Sean Slater going to look to the inside of Josh down into 3 and 4.
Here they come, door to door off the corner. Josh Slater slightly ahead as your lead over Sean Slater. And now Sean back in front of Josh. Here comes Josh with that great run off of 2 again. Shuts the door.
Sean slams the door shut on Josh Slater at the exit of turn 2. Josh to the inside as they race towards the white flag.
Mobile 1 white flag is out. Josh on the bottom, Sean on the outside. Here they go down through 1 and 2. Sean's going to get a run down the hill.
Sean gets a great run off of turn number 2 to draw alongside the 17. Final time through 3 and 4. They're side by side. Sean Slater going to slide up the track. Josh Slater crosses him over. It's a drag race. Sean Slater by 3/100ths of a second going to take the win over Josh Slater. RJ Pitts finishes 3rd. What a race for the Mod Lights.
Wow, back and forth. Let's watch that last lap again.
I thought Josh had him snookered the way he entered 1 and 2, but lost a bit of grip. Here comes Sean to the inside.
And then Josh is going to hook it down.
And again, I thought Josh had the advantage with this crossover, but Sean carried enough speed.
RJ Pitts 3rd, Sean Iftati 4th, and Cohen Corbett comes all the way back up to 5th. So a good rally there, the driver that led early on. There you see Sean Slater in the 88 ready to go to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. We'll light up the sky with some Lone Wolf fireworks, one of tonight's race night sponsors, along with Six Nations Bingo. I want to thank them again for their support here this evening as the top 3 will park it down on the concrete. And our Clinton Jeffrey will talk to all 3 of them here in just a moment. What a battle.
What a great show. You know, so nice to see an outside division come in and put on a display like that. Sean and Josh Slater fighting hard for that win.
5th career win at Ohsweken in the Mod Light. 3rd all time in the Mod Light division for Sean Slater. Let's send it down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane with Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, guys. We get things cleaned up down here. The veteran, Sean Slater, man, he was a 360 pilot. He's been up and down the ladder here many different classes, but finds himself in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. How about it? Make some noise to the Mod Light winner, Sean Slater. We'll get Sean around here. Talk to us. He gets the Epic Race Wear GeForce TV cooling towel and a fresh rag to wipe his face. Don't trip on your trophy, Sean. Welcome back, man. What a battle between you and your nephew there at the end of that one. Talk about what those laps were like from the cockpit.
Oh, it was the most fun I've had in a long time. I have to thank him for showing me the line the fast way around anyway, because where I was, it wasn't very fast until he showed me.
Well, it's not too often Josh gets a peek and doesn't get it, so congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great run for Sean Slider. We'll get over here and talk to his nephew, Josh. Joshua, well, what a run for you. That looked like a lot of fun, man. You tend to dominate this class, but Uncle Sean, give your run tonight.
I just think I'm not allowed to win here. We've been coming here for 18 years, and I've honestly blown up so many motors or had bad nights. This is probably the best night I've had as well. It was just tons of fun.
We were talking about that when we get you guys out there. We were shocked that you didn't have a win here. 1 year, buddy. One time.
I know. I think my wife will make me stop racing when I do, so maybe if I just keep finishing second, we can keep coming back.
There you have it. Josh Slider, guys. And we'll get over here and talk to RJ Pitts. RJ, solid drive for you. You know these Slider guys know how to the quick way to get it done, but third, not bad here.
No, not bad at all. Finishing third behind them, I can't ask for more than that.
Solid drive here, bud.
Thank you, and thanks for all my sponsors, everyone. Thanks for all the help.
You got it. RJ Pitts will be third, Josh Slider second, and Sean Slider picks up the win here in the Mod Lights. We'll be right back live. We still got 3 features to come from Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can't you see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
At Kenny Pool, we buy any car in any condition.
For over 30 years, WG Truck Center has been a place where pride lives in the details. Every weld, every repair, every build. And it's our people that make it matter. The ones who take ownership, who work as a team, and who see the future in every truck that rolls out. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to grow while you build something that lasts. WG Truck Center, built by people who care.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway on Six Nations Bingo and Lone Wolf Fireworks night. Getting ready for our third feature of the evening. The Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising 360 Sprint Cars. Here's how they'll line up for their 25-lap main event. On the pole out of Scotland, the 47X. D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook to his outside from Freelton. The 12 Double D is Darren Dryden. Lining up third from Mount Bridges in the 45, Tricky, Nick Sheridan. And going from fourth out of St. Matthew to Belleville, Quebec in the 0JP, it's Jordan Poirier. Lining up fifth from Tilsonburg, the 17X, that's Corey Turner. And going sixth from Scotland in the 87XS, that's the 14-year-old Skylar Evans. Lining up seventh from Dunville in the 15, it's Ryan Turner, eighth starting spot. From Stevensville, the 71, that is Mike Bowman. Going off ninth out of Ohsweken, the 77 team, Tyler Palace. And starting in 10th, the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers in car 0. Going 11th, it's Aaron Turkey from Ohsweken in the 68. Alongside from Beachville, car number 5, DJ Christie. Going off 13th is Derek Jonathan from Lewiston, New York in the 81. Starting 14th, the Live Wire, Liam Martin from Caledonia in car number 9. Starting 15th, it's Tyler Ward from Beachville in the 29W. Alongside of him, Kevin Pauls from Dunville in the 46. Starts 16th. 17th is Ashton Van Every out of Ohsweken in the 77E. Going 18th out of Port Colborne in the 43 is Scott Shirk. Starting 19th, it's Alan Galetta from St. Catharines, the 22 junior. 20th spot from Interkip, the 84L, is Mike Lichty. 21st starting spot from Beamsville, the 88H, that's Josh Hansen. 22nd from Caledonia, the 0C, Cole McDonald. And lining up 23rd from Hamilton, the 19D, it's Alan Downey. Josh Hansen did not make the call.
Man, what a bummer for Josh. Glad to see Alan Downey able to make it back out after falling out early in his heat race.
Dylan Westbrook, point leader, coming into tonight looking for feature win number 48 in the 360 sprint car division here. He'll draw alongside Darren Dryden coming to the green flag down the WG Truck Center start zone. Carter Long, double green flags in hand, ready to get this one going. The Cool Kids, Ice and Water, Corpac, merchandising sprint cars.
Clean launch down into turn number 1. Dylan Westbrook slides up into the racing line in front of Darren Dryden, who hangs on to that second spot in the early going.
Oh, DJ Christie, he almost flipped it a couple of times in corner 3, gathers the 5 car up.
Nick Sheridan battling with Jordan Poirier out there for the 3rd spot. Corey Turner and Ryan Turner right behind them, but out in front is Dylan Westbrook leading the way over Darren Dryden.
Dixieland Grill caution flag out. Skylar Evans, DJ Christie, both with problems up in 3 and 4. And DJ Christie's got the worst of it there. You see the front end laying over on the 5 car.
Well, you talked about his adventurous first lap. Lap number 2 was even worse for the driver from Beachville.
That Wampum Fuels 5 car is going to need a hook from the front as we watch Skylar Evans go around. Oh, got into Derek Jonathan. Trying to get slowed down for the Skylar Evans car.
Right. So you can't see through race cars. You know, these cars sideways present a pretty big billboard, so probably hard for DJ Christie to see something was going on up ahead.
DJ Christie's got all kinds of problems here. I don't think this is something they're going to get fixed, guys, in 2 minutes, but they have requested their 2 minutes in the work area. Torsion rack and arms are all tore up here. He's going to have to be jacked up high to get this one up in the air.
DJ Christie, one of the handful of young lions we have in this division.
Well, he's got all kinds of problems. You see the broken parts here, guys. This arm is the problem. It's bent in. They're going to have to get that unbolted and replaced. But what this is down here, this is the other part of the radius that they will not get fixed in 2 minutes, guys. They're going to do their best, and I know their crew's watching, but good luck to that one.
That bar isn't going to make it back to the pits. They're going to need a bungee cord to wrap that.
And there it comes into the play. Yeah, here comes the bungee. Yeah, but this is a big fix, guys. I do not see them getting this one in 2 minutes. DJ called me over, said, get the camera on it, show the crew what they need to fix. But they're going to have a lot of work to do here, guys.
This is going to cut into their beach time. Did you see their social media post last week?
No.
They were out on the boat enjoying some time on the water, which I think is awesome. You know, racing is such a time-consuming addiction. Nice to see people still have some balance. Well, even Dylan Westbrook said he's going to miss some races this year. Some of the traveling races because of different weddings they have to go to. I don't think I've been to more than 5 weddings in my life, and that includes mine.
You're not missing much.
Alan Downey comes to rest on the outside of turn number 3. Not sure if he's just coming out of the pits or not. Derek Jonathan going into the pits, I believe, with a flat left rear tire.
That's it, flat left rear.
It's not easy to see.
No.
It's amazing. We've got really good seats for the action here, but there's a lot going on at all times.
Makes me wonder how some broadcasters broadcast a race from a studio thousands of miles away. But hey,
I couldn't.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm sure I've told this story, but the first year traveling with NASCAR, we went to Edmonton, where they raced at the city airport with the Indy cars. I am going through the back wall of this tower tonight at some point. I keep testing this chair. But on the airport circuit, and they gave me directions to where I needed to announce from, and it was a little TV trailer that was between two other TV trailers, so far from the track you couldn't even hear the cars on the track. And I went in there for the practice session, and I had an official's radio, so I knew when practice ended, but my co-announcer was still talking as though they were on the track. I'm like, this is embarrassing. They're not even on the track anymore, and we're still announcing. So I moved up to a hospitality suite with a wireless. I couldn't do it. If I can't smell it, see it.
Lockhart's choose cone out there, and not much changed.
Nick Sheridan and Corey Turner make up row number 2. Jordan Poirier and Ryan Turner make up row 3. Tyler Pavlis looking a little better all the time on that 77T.
Yeah. Tyler has worked his way up to being a top 10 challenger, top 5 challenger now. Has a win on the road.
Mike Bowman with a new look 71, the Dynablast sponsored 71, our track champion from 2 years ago. So this would be the work area time for DJ Christie right now. I believe that's Derek Jonathan waiting to get pushed off on the warm-up track. He would have changed the left rear tire.
Yep, he's going to make his way back onto the racetrack. Kenny Upol push truck team gets him fired up, ready to go. 23 laps left. Mobile 1 white flag is out, so DJ Christie's time expiring.
Valiant effort, I'm sure, but just not enough. It is amazing what they can accomplish in 2 minutes, though, but that task was a little bit too much.
So Dylan Westbrook, Darren Dryden will bring us back to the green flag in the WG Truck Center restart zone. Dylan looking for feature win 48 in 360 sprint cars. Darren Dryden, of course, we documented last week coming off that fantastic run at Eldora Speedway. He'd like to cap things off with a win here tonight. He'll get a good shot off of corner number 2 to the inside.
Wheel to wheel down the back straightaway into 3. Dylan Westbrook slams the door shut on Darren Dryden. Dryden had to lift, cost him a little bit of ground to the race leader.
Dryden's going to come back down to the inside now as they crisscross between he and Sheridan. Behind that, you've got Poirier and Corey Turner going back and forth as well. Poirier on the outside will rip by the Mobile 117X.
Glensteyer's battling with the 68 of Aaron Turkey. They're right behind Tyler Pavlis and Mike Bowman. Liam Martin trying to close in and join that battle. But out in front, there's a battle for the second spot. Nick Sheridan takes the position from Darren Dryden as Scott Shirk peels off the back straightaway to the inside.
Dylan Westbrook pulling away from Nick Sheridan. He had a little bobble down there in 3 and 4 that time. Don't forget, it was 1 week ago. He went down into corners 1 and 2 and lost control of the car. Nick Sheridan scooted by, and that was the end of the race.
Darren Dryden just got up off the groove, came back down, almost collided with Corey Turner.
Oh, boy, did Jordan Poirier almost go over. He's still bouncing that car. Back down on the track, right in front of Ryan Turner.
Threads the needle between Turner and Darren Dryden. Nerves of steel with these sprint car racers as Dylan Westbrook getting held up by some slower traffic. Can Nick Sheridan close that gap? There's a lot of laps left to go.
Oh, one way off the track up in corner number 4, gathering it back up. That's Liam Martin. He'll cut right down in front of Ashton Van Every.
Dylan Westbrook trying to make work on Derek Jonathan down into turn number 1. Nick Sheridan is coming. He was a quarter of a second faster that lap.
Oh boy, Ryan Turner was the driver this time through 4 that got way off the track.
Oh, Sheridan pushes bad between 3 and 4. That'll cost him some ground. But Dylan Westbrook closing in on some slower traffic as he works to the outside of Alan Downey.
Dylan Westbrook is motoring past Alan Downey now to the outside of Skylar Evans. Will work on Kevin Pauls and a big pack in front of the leader, but they are really going to have to hold him up if Nick Sheridan's going to have a chance at D-Dubs.
Well, they're battling side by side right now as Alan Downey comes off the inside of the racetrack to call it a night. Westbrook took a swing there between Cole McDonald and Mike Lichty. Couldn't do it. He'll regroup and try again down the back straightaway.
Halfway home, this time by for Dylan Westbrook as he's right behind Mike Lichty and Cole McDonald, who nearly got together.
Westbrook's had enough of that to the outside, goes around both of them. So Nick Sheridan now has 4 slower cars between himself and race leader Dylan Westbrook.
Great run by Corey Turner to get himself back into the top 3. He has very slowly worked his way right up there. He had drifted back just a little bit on that start, but he is catching that second place car, Nick Sheridan.
Oh,
And he's got Kevin Pauls slow in front.
Yeah, Pauls had a problem there in 3 and 4. Really slowed down and slid up the track in front of Corey Turner. Ruined his momentum. Jordan Poirier now right behind him, but out in front, Dylan Westbrook all by himself with 10 laps to go.
And he's got a straightaway advantage. He's got 3 or 4 cars between he, make that 5 cars between he and second place Nick Sheridan.
Slide job by Jordan Poirier on the 17 of Corey Turner. Turner going to return the favor down into 3 and 4. Retake that 3rd spot.
Dylan Westbrook already into corner number 3. He's catching the back end of Aaron Turkey. There you see Nick Sheridan on screen running in that 2nd spot, but he's got a handful.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, Tyler Powless around, and that will send even the leader scurrying in corners 1 and 2.
Right in front of the race leader, Aaron Turkey. Nicely done.